CBS FM HD2, New York. Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike. We're good.
This is Bart and Carlin
Buckle your chin strap. We about to bang.
on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Well. That was a rough one. It is Bart and Carlin on 880 ESPN, on ESPN New York's YouTube page, and, of course, on the ESPN New York app. Bartholomew, that was not what I was looking for to start things out last night.
Rough doesn't even begin to talk about the heartbreak that Yankee fans have had. And there's so many elements to this, so many layers, and we're here to peel them off one by one. I don't know where you want to start. I don't know if you want to start with the pitching and maybe not letting your ace go out there and throw more pitches. If you want to talk about Weaver, if you want to talk about Judge, it's so many elements to this. And you know that when you come down to the postseason, you win or lose games based on these small decisions. You know, in most games they say, well, no one play or no one decision won or lost the game. Well, I guarantee you that Yankee fans, I haven't even listened to the radio. I missed some of the shows because I'm working at the Jets facility. And I can only imagine what's been said over the air and analytically taking a microscope and looking forensically about how did they lose that game, especially with having the bases loaded in the ninth, no outs.
I think there's a few different things. And number one, everybody wants to blame the manager and nobody wants to blame the players, and I think that's stupid. I think that's incredibly stupid. Let's start there. You want to talk about how Boone was wrong for getting freed out of the game? Not why they lost the game. You know why they lost the game? Because they had the bases loaded, nobody out in the ninth inning, and they didn't score. Because they didn't hit the entire game. Because Garrett Crochet shut them down 15 straight. 15 straight after the Volpe home run.
Right? But did he shut them down because they looked too much into analytics and not putting Jazz Chisholm in, your 30-30 guy, because you feel like you need to put Rosario in for defensive purposes and then bring him off the bench cold?
I think that was dumb. If you want to
you
criticize
talk
Boone
about
on something, you want to. Jazz Chisholm is not somebody that you play as a as somebody that is a rotational player. He's an everyday player. He was an everyday player all year long. That was dumb.
And he's an emotional player. This goes back to the Geek Squad, telling you what the splits are between Chisholm and Crochet, right? And what Rosario's were. Right? So that's see, all these little decisions. You remember Any Given Sunday when Al Pacino stand up in front of the team and he says we fight for that inch.
Yep.
We claw for that inch.
Red Sox clawed for the inch.
We go for our fingernails and we for that inch, because at the end of the day, that's going to be the difference between winning and losing, living and dying, blah blah blah. And all these mini micro decisions. Once again, I thought that Cora outmanaged them.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Let's take these one by one, all right? First complaint would be the fact that Chisholm wasn't playing. To me, that was dumb. Right. And if it was about a lefty-righty thing with Crochet, it was silly. This is an everyday player. This is somebody that should be in the lineup. And what was even dumber to me was when you decided to bring him in, because you brought him in the eighth inning. You had to know that Crochet was coming out to start the eighth inning because he was still right around 100, and they were not going to be going to the righty in the eighth inning. You had to know that. And then secondly, what do you know? It becomes Crochet right to Aroldis Chapman. So if that's your idea, well, it was flawed arguing at the beginning, and then it was even double flawed arguing later on.
And what do you always tell me about bullpen games, why they suck?
From the standpoint of what? What specifically do I always say? Because I'm too wound up now to remember what I say. I can't be held responsible for things that I say.
We always talk about bullpen games because that means that every pitcher has to be on.
Yes.
Your pitcher was dealing, and he said and felt like he had more to give, and you politely told him, get Duran out and then we're good. And, should he have said one of those moments, but you got to know your players. You should have been one of those moments like, no, I will go out there and I will win. That's not who his personality is, right? He hasn't been that. Free hasn't been that all year. He should have maybe had opportunity. You should have pushed him. Listen, this is damn near win or go home. You know the statistics if you lose the first game about if you're going to win the series in the wild card. right? And you should have pushed him because it is no tomorrow.
Okay.
So if he didn't look like he was in trouble, why would you take him out?
So let's talk about that for a second, okay? Because I actually had no problem with that at all. Let's hear from both of them first. Here is Boone on the decision to pull Max Fried in the 7th inning.
They pressured him pretty good in the 4th, 5th, 6th. You know, had a couple base runners each inning. So I felt like he kind of cruised through the first few, and obviously he ends up pitching great. But I felt like he had to work pretty hard, and I was going to have the 6 be at the end. But once we finished with the double play, I wanted him to go out and get Duran, and then felt like we were lined up.
I had no problem with it because in that moment, he's right. He did labor a bit through the 6th inning, and then as Cone, a little bit, and as Cone pointed out, the ball was sailing on him just a little bit more too. So, but Bart, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. When I heard this from Fried, I had absolutely no problem with it whatsoever when he was asked, do you have more to give?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt good at the end, coming out feeling good.
Would you have liked to have stayed in longer?
I mean, I'm going to stay in until I get the ball taken from me. I want to pitch as long as I possibly can, and when the ball gets taken out of my hands, that's what it is.
Max, did you feel like you had more left?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely felt good. Felt like whatever the team needed.
I cannot remember the last time I heard somebody say, no, I was done. I was absolutely done. Get me the hell out of there. If you expected him to come out and say that was the case, it was never going to happen. I didn't feel like that was throwing the manager under the bus whatsoever. I felt like that was a starting pitcher who is competitive, who never wants to come out of the game, but it's sometimes you got to protect them from themselves. That is not why they lost the game.
I understand that, but it contributed because we know that he probably would have did a better job than Weaver. And, for Weaver to go out there and get up 0-2 to then, get in that type of trouble and surrender the lead, you have to analyze everything that you did, whether it was the right thing or not. And sometimes, like we talk about, analytics get in the way of gut calls and gut moves. And it always feels to me that a guy like Cora gets the liberty and the latitude to be able to make those judgment calls. And it feels like Boone, they have a game plan and they try and stick to the game plan. They had it all set up. This is how we're going to get, through the 6th, the 7th, the 8th to our closer, you know what I mean? And it just didn't work out. But when somebody's pitching as well as he's pitching, you have to give him a chance to see. He didn't get in trouble.
No, he didn't get in trouble, but I felt you started the inning clean with a reliever at that point once he got Duran out. So that's next on this list, okay? Why is nobody criticizing the pitching beyond Boone or beyond what's his name?
Oh yeah, Weaver.
Can we get on Weaver? Can we get on Weaver for a minute? Because when you come in and it's a clean inning and it's all there and somebody's already gotten one out for you, all you got to do is go do your job.
And it's the 8th and 9th hitter.
And
too.
Weaver did not do his job. That's the biggest thing there. Weaver did not do his job. Period.
You know what the football equivalent of this is? This is the football equivalent of Isaiah Williams didn't do his job.
Right.
Garrett Wilson did his job. Right? Max Fried gets paid the big bucks. He's the ace on the Yankees because in a tight spot, you can put more on him than you can on Luke Weaver. So that's why people are giving Luke Weaver a pass because they don't expect him to come up in a big moment.
Well, but Boone,
they expect Fried to do it.
No, I get that, but Boone took Fried out of the game because Fried was clearly tiring. To me, he was clearly tiring, and he had hit a number that it was fair to get him out of the game.
I mean, was he sitting there like Major League 2? Skipper, I'm throwing everything I got at him. You know what I'm saying?
No.
You act like it was like that.
No, I'm not going to sit here like he was he was sweating all over the place and all that. He wasn't. What it was is he looked like somebody who had lost it a bit toward the end, and I understood why he made the move. But the point to you that you're trying to make here, at least tell me if I'm wrong, is that, well, you pay Fried for that. Weaver is just somebody that is in that spot. You pay him to come in and get outs, but he doesn't get anywhere near that same thing. He's a specialist, yes, but that's his job.
He's not Chapman.
That's his job.
He's not Chapman. He's not Mo.
No, but he is a high-leverage reliever that they trust in that situation, and that's why he's here.
I understand
that's why he's here.
But it's like if I made a mistake, everybody like, oh damn, all right, Bart made a mistake. If Ray made a mistake, I'm like, oh wow, we can't believe. Like I would have left it on. Especially, this is a team that gives you fits, man. And they had you dead right to left, right? I mean, then we'll get to what 20. Who knew that 20 miles an hour can cost you a World Series?
Well, that's next. Okay, I'm glad you brought it up. And by the way, if you're not involved in the chat, we're going to get you involved in the chat here soon, and the phone lines too. Get them up. 800-919-3776.
Now, what do you say? 20 miles an hour, so everybody sees you.
Let's talk about that for a second. It ain't just the 20 miles an hour. The captain deserves some blame here. Get over there. He was jogging to get that ball. Jogging. And Bart.
Because he didn't think he was going to try him.
And when you know that, and that's wrong, especially when you know that your arm is not what it normally is. Normally, he's got a cannon, and we all know that. But clearly, the Red Sox were happy to test him, and we're going to do it because why? Because they fight for that inch. Because they scrap for that inch. Because that's what they did in that moment last night, and the captain didn't do it last night. Either that or let Grisham go get that ball.
They locked into the game plan. They knew when that opportunity came, I'm sure it was discussed, we're going to test Judge's arm. And there's going to be a moment, we don't know when it's going to be in this series, where he's a guy that we would not dare run on. But now he is not that same guy. We haven't seen him rip it. We don't know if he had the confidence. And maybe if he would have tried to rip it, maybe he would have hurt himself, or maybe it would have been inaccurate. Right? He threw it in a safe position because he didn't think. He laxed and took his foot off the gas for 1 second. He
can't do it.
It's like when you see guys run into the pile of football. And yeah, I say, okay, Bart's talking football, we talking baseball, but I'm using the analogy of what I know the most, right? When somebody's jogging because they see somebody else about to make the tackle, and then they don't make the tackle, then they speed up, we call that a loaf.
Yeah.
ME. And he, at the most pivotal time of the game, he had a mental lapse, not taking it and making sure that he intimidated the first base coach by showing the speed and urgency in which he attacked the ball. And then if he would attack the ball like that, they wouldn't have tried him.
If he had gotten over there and just gotten there in time, even if they did try him, the ball would have gotten there. Ball would have gotten there in time because it was still relatively close. But you know what it is?
Because it's inches.
And Judge normally knows I've got a cannon. They're not trying me.
Try me.
They're not trying me. Absolutely not. But when he went over there and did it, like this is why Alex Cora is an amazing manager. It is and this is not a knock on Boone because I think Boone is pretty good too. But it is every time there is something in the margin to go and beat somebody else, he is going to make sure his team is prepared and does that. And that's what happened last night.
Special situations.
That's that. So Judge absolutely deserves blame for what happened. But can we just talk about the fact that you didn't hit all night long? And
but we anticipated that.
I know, but not to this level. Not 15 in a row. Not Volpe a home run and that's it. That's not what I expected.
What's their splits between lefties? Because I know for a while
they hit much better against righties. They hit much better against righties, and that was part of the argument on Jazz Chisholm, which to me was just they're the guys that are your platoon guys. He is not one of those guys. Like, if you want to tell me that you want to go play Ahmed Rosario at third base, I'm good with that. I can't play Rosario and Caballero. I can't do it.
Yeah. And so when you talk about Jazz outside of Grisham, it's probably like your third best player as far as from the position standpoint. He's 30 and 30, and you know that he's an emotional guy. So if he's not in, he won't be vested and he won't be locked in. And that's something that he has to do a better job of being a professional. You can't whimper and cry. You got to be ready and mentally locked in.
Thank you.
So because, even with that, you can't. Sit there and pout.
Thank you. After the game, with his back to everybody, come on. Stop it. Honestly, just grow up, Chisholm. Grow up. It's one thing that you get left out of the game, and I'm in complete agreement that he should have been playing.
Yep.
But I don't – if I'm a manager and we're in the playoffs, I can't worry about managing your ego and managing your mind, and all of a sudden I'm going to lose you if I don't put you in the game later on. And then you turn around and you got your back to the media. Stand up in front of them like a man, because this is the stuff we worry about with him. This was the stuff you worried about when you heard about a bad attitude in Miami, and then you pull it now? That's crap.
And now, how does this not carry over? Right? Because this could carry over to tonight, where you got him back up, and now how does he handle that? Is he thinking about that? Is he pissed off about that? You got to be a professional, man, and it's tough. But if you feel like there is no malice in this, that a guy like Boone, that's why I'm trying to figure out what the relationship is between Boone and his players. The fact that,
but here's the thing: like the players love him because what does Boone do, Bart? Above all else, he protects them in every single way. He protects them, and if you're going to be a baby like that last night, everybody disagrees with the decision, but you get your act together by the time you're in front of other people. Do it.
See, the issue is they got to him early because he didn't dress. He probably didn't take a shower, change his clothes quickly. Because I think Freed was the only one that they had interviewed before, got the extra media in, and, they got at him way too early. He didn't probably have time to – that's bad by the PR department. PR department should have pulled him to the side and made sure he was straight before he even went in there, got him up out of there, and said he wasn't available.
But
got
here's
him
the
up
thing.
out of the clubhouse.
I get that. I don't know that I would blame the Yankee PR department on that. I blame the player, because – you've been in the big leagues long enough. You've been in New York more than a year now at this point. Like, get your act together. Understand what this is, what's entailed in this, and you can be pissed off. You can scream at the manager in his office before the game. That's fine. I want you to be a competitor, want to be out there, but don't act like a baby after the fact.
You know what it reminds me of? Major League. When he called him to the back of the bus, Bond.
Yeah.
He's like, we're starting so-and-so tomorrow. I know it's your time to start in the lineup. And, matter of fact, can we hear from Chisholm? Do we have Chisholm in his outstanding
here were a couple of his cuts. I don't know if I have the Sam Chisholm thing right away, but
not Sam Chisholm.
I know,
but
the other ones. I'll play the other ones for you on his reaction to not starting. This is 3 seconds.
We got to do whatever we got to do to win, right? That's how I look at it.
Oh, my God. This is 2 seconds on seeing his team struggle.
I mean, it's always tough when watching when your team's down.
Were you surprised not to start?
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Jazz, is that a conversation at all with him, or is it he shoots you a text, it is what it is, and you kind of move forward?
It's a little conversation, not much, but, yeah. Just move forward after it.
Now, you didn't move forward. Yeah. You had your back turned.
Didn't he say he sent him a text?
Meredith asked him, is it just he shoots you a text to let you know, or what? Like, I think she was just saying, how does he let you know?
Oh, okay.
And it was along those lines. Again, listen to how he answers the first one, and just, I hate to say it this way, listen to the mic audio, and you can tell his back is to them.
We got to do whatever we got to do to win, right? That's how I look at it.
That's the equivalent of me standing here. Listen, we got to do whatever we got to do to win, right? Yeah, that's it. That's basically what he just did. And I don't want to even look at you guys. I'm so ticked off. Yeah, but this is me covering myself.
It's condescending, too.
It is. It's absolutely condescending.
Like, we know you don't mean that because you didn't – there's no scenario in your mind that you win or lose when you in there. And that hurts. I mean, I remember sometimes – like later in my career, they're like, hey, Bart, man, these teams play a lot of 3 wides. We're not going to be in a lot of base, a lot of big sub, a lot of short yardage. So, we're going to start with, Smitty's going to start because he's going to do a lot more of the we're going to do our Spartan package. And that's tough. That's tough to hear and tough to deal with.
But you handled it like an adult later on. Like, if you want to get pissed off in the
cried
moment.
in the car.
Yeah. If you want to be pissed off about it, I understand that. And you should be. You're a competitor. And it's speaking to where you are right now. But with Chisholm last night, he's not wrong. He should have been in the game. But when it comes to that, like, you and your ego in that moment, that's not it. That's not it. It's everything else. It's, all right, how are we going to – what I want to hear from Jazz Chisholm is, all right, yeah, it happened. It's fine. Hey, manager's doing what he thinks he has to do. The best help us win games. Now we got to turn around and figure out how to win tomorrow. That's it.
I wonder, was that really how Boone felt, or is that what the analytics said?
Oh, I'm sure it was analytics. I'm sure it was something like that. And listen, I don't get too caught up in this whole thing, because if fans are now expecting things to change and you're going to get so upset about the analytics being involved, guess what, guys? They haven't changed it yet. It's been going on for years. And if you feel like these decisions are just getting made by the book, I did not feel like the Max Fried decision was just getting made by the book last night. I didn't feel like that. I felt like, especially because he was facing the bottom of the order, I felt like the Max Fried decision got made because let me get Duran and then I can get you out of here because you don't have a ton left and the ball is sailing on you a bit.
And that's the disappointing part. It was the 8th and 9th hitter that killed them.
I just, when that happens.
I mean, their 8th and 9th guys stood up. I don't know what order that Stanton was in, and Chisholm and Grisham. Hey, Grisham had been a hero all season.
Absolutely.
We applauded him.
We're going to be truthful about the fact that Stanton can't strike out in that spot?
I mean, but he ain't the only one that struck out.
No, he's not the only one, but can we get a fly ball at least? He can't strike out in that situation. And it's not a knock on him because we know how good he's been in the playoffs before. Yeah. But
should have never came to that.
It should have never.
They should have never got on base.
Absolutely. Listen,
they should have won
the entire game. They did not hit the entire game.
This is a reoccurring theme. Every playoffs that they've struggled in, it's been because of that.
Well, this is now the last little bit I just want to point out. Bart, if you are anybody else, and the Yankees do understand this because they signed Fried after they didn't get Soto, and they signed Garrett Cole. Elite pitching matters. And if you're David Stearns across town, look at what Garrett Crochet did last night. They gave up 2 big-time prospects to get a big-time elite pitcher. That matters in the playoffs. That matters. Like, depth matters other times too, but you have to have somebody that you know you're going to hand them the ball, and they're shutting it down. And they're shutting it down. And that, to me, should speak a lot more about their problems, and hopefully he was paying attention to that. So it's all right there at 800-919-3776. We're on YouTube. Bart.
Oh, it's more.
Huh?
What's more?
Oh, there's a lot more.
Shout out to Michael K, man. I thought he was cooking in the postgame.
Yeah, he was. And to Michael's credit, he said it before the game about Chisholm, about this is not somebody who is a rotational player or any kind of a guy that you're going to play against righties or play against lefties. That's not what he is. He's an everyday player, and he should have been playing. Michael was all over Boone on that one.
I feel like they tried to get the I forgot the is it Flaherty or one? I feel like one of them tried to gang up on him. Like, come on, Mike. Like Mike was right there with them facts. Like, man, listen, I might not have played baseball, but I've been around it a long time, brother. Like, no, this is what it is, and this is how I feel.
Absolutely.
I'm glad he set him straight. Good for you, Michael K.
800-919-3776. Let's get it rolling. Lines are open. We begin with Lewis and Poughkeepsie up first on ESPN New York. Lewis, what do you got, man?
What's going on, guys? I just have to say, for the past, now getting close to 10 years, it's the same thing. It's too much on analytics, too much trying to be cute in the postseason, just for the offense to go away. Every single year, it's the same thing. Yes, we could talk about, the going to Weaver. We could talk about the lineup changes, whatever. The fact of the matter is you scored 1 run. That's not winning anything.
That's it.
You got to do better. And every year this team falls up short. And I'm sorry, how long of a lead? Cashman apparently is GM for life.
Do you not get that already, Lewis? Do you not get that? Like that's
no. I've been telling my friends this for years now. This guy is I understand he's been great. And if we fire him tomorrow, he'll get hired, the same day. I understand all that, but how long are we going to allow Cashman and his philosophy to just come up short every year? I'm thankful they make the playoffs every year, but eventually you got to get over the hump, man.
Do you? You don't anymore. You don't. No, that was eventually. You don't. It's changed, Lewis. Everything about this has changed. Every Yankee ideal that ever existed changed a long time ago. And the only way that Brian Cashman or Aaron Boone is ever getting fired is if they stop showing up. And if they win 75 games in a year. That's the only way that's ever happening. Because as long as they win 90-plus games, they're going to the postseason. It's a crapshoot. That's how we talk about it now. But not just that. Bart, we used to talk about this with John Mara, right? About having games in December that were meaningless and people just giving up their tickets and not showing up. When people are not showing up at Yankee Stadium in September, that's when they pay attention because the team is not playing well. That's not going to happen as long as they are comfortable with it being 90-plus wins and people continuing to show up and support the team. Nothing's changing. No.
It has to be something drastic because they think that they're closer than farther.
I love the fact that we want to blame the analytics across the board. I don't think it's just that. When does it actually become important for a player to actually perform? How about that?
Yeah, that is a wild notion right there.
It's insane. I know that players actually deserve some of the blame.
You mean we're not playing Madden and the manager is holding the sticks and it's like virtual baseball? You mean he's not pulling the strings, and if he don't pull the right strings or pick the right play, it's not going to work?
800-919-3776. We are just getting started, man. We're on YouTube. Go there and get your comments in because I'm going to start picking out some good ones right now to let you be a part of the show and to make you – this is your show today. And then we will get to at some point like tonight and what has to happen. We'll do a little football sprinkled in here and there, but it's mostly this today. And I hate to say it, there's already an alarming stat that – and it's not even a stat, it's just a fact – that we have to discuss, and it's coming in moments. Bart and Carlin, we're just getting rolling on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app and on YouTube.
Good Karma Brands is proud to be an equal opportunity employer, providing equal employment, development, and advancement opportunities to all teammates and applicants. To learn more about careers with us, please send an email to talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com. That's talentacquisition@goodkarmabrands.com.
Got some big problems in the Bronx. First on 95, the Cross Bronx eastbound by Jerome Avenue. Two right lanes are closed because of a crash. You're backed up to the George Washington Bridge. Partial building collapse on Alexander Avenue. Both ways closed between 135th and 138th Street this morning. A lot of activity there. Accidents on the island on the LIE eastbound by exit 46, Sunnyside Boulevard. The HOV and the left lanes are blocked. Another accident just Casino Boulevard, a crash. Two left lanes are blocked. And the outbound Gowanus southbound side of 278, very slow at the Prospect. That's all because of construction work out by 38th Street. And the FDR northbound side, center lane blocked for a missing manhole cover at 34th. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Why do you go to Princeton Longevity Center?
We go to Princeton Longevity Center because my husband's cardiologist told him having this exam saved his life.
Because somehow 20 turned into 40, and now I need to take my health more seriously. The Princeton Longevity Center designed a program to keep me healthy and active, so 50 and 60 will be no sweat.
Because even though my cholesterol is high, it turned out my arteries are clear. That's a big relief.
Whether you want to make the most of your future years or just want peace of mind, you need the Princeton Longevity Center. Their comprehensive preventive exam combines the latest technology with caring experts to create your personal plan for staying well.
Because I shouldn't have to wait an hour for a 10-minute physical. I go to Princeton Longevity Center because I get everything done in one day and take my results home with me.
Find out why you need Princeton Longevity. Call 888-8000-PLC or go to PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Call 888-8000-PLC. That's 888-8000-PLC.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Your fantasy roster is set. The Smack Talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
Let's go. Bart Carlin, 880 ESPN on ESPN New York app. Want to remind you that Saturday, October 4th at Sports Illustrated Stadium, the New York Red Bulls take on FC Cincinnati with kickoff set for 7:30 p.m. Start your match day early on the Boulevard. That's right, at 4:30. Enjoy pregame activations, giveaways, and live performances. Then at 5:45, catch the Red Bulls on the red carpet. Gates open at 6. First 10,000 fans are going to get a reversible Red Bulls bucket hat. For your chance to win a family 4-pack, enter now through the ESPN New York app. Just click the contest tile, submit your entry, bring the crew, secure your seats at NewYorkRedBulls.com. Plan ahead and travel smart. The Harrison Path Station is closed Saturday, October 4th, so free shuttles will run from Journal Square to the stadium. Get involved in the chat on the ESPN New York YouTube page. Go there and subscribe and watch every single show right on YouTube. You get to see the visual of my head getting redder and redder by the moment, being more and more annoyed by what transpired last night. Not even as a, you know what it is, Bart? Incompetence. Incompetence drives me nuts. Incompetence drives me insane. And when there are things that are easily fixable, I appreciate seeing things done right, like I appreciate Alex Cora.
Yeah.
And I appreciate and I don't appreciate when guys don't perform.
See, but you mentioned Alex Cora and gave him credit for the way that the guys performed. But then you said the guys when it came to the Yankees and Boone. It can't be one or the same. Either we a TM together or we not a TM.
Oh, no, listen, I do blame – I don't blame Boone on the Fried thing. I do blame Boone on the Chisholm thing. Chisholm should have been playing.
Who's the other guy?
Caballero?
Yeah.
Yeah. Listen, if you're going to play, I would have understood if they had played Rosario at third base and Chisholm at second, but to play them both, I didn't really get that.
Especially when you know offense has to be at a premium. You have to have guys who's able to run the bases well, guys that's able to, he's 30-30. Is that the best of his career?
Yes.
I think Chisholm is having the best year of his career, and then you sit me down when I'm doing the best of my career? Like, that's hard to swallow that as an athlete. I've come through, outside of Grisham, probably more than anybody.
Listen, he had a terrific season, and it did not make much sense whatsoever. Here's a couple of the comments coming in from YouTube. If you don't trust your number one ace to go 7, then there's not much faith in your rotation. Now, it doesn't have to do with that. You have to trust your eyes and what you're seeing. And when David Cohn tells you he can see that he's losing it a bit, I trust that. And that's what the manager was seeing too.
You don't think guys can find it? You see boxers late in fights, don't have it, and they find a way to get it done. In every other sport, when you start to lose it, you still let guys continue to go. Only in baseball do you say, he's starting to slip a little. It's not like it was bad. It was a little. If he would have got in trouble, that's when you go get your people and say, hey, go get these guys out.
But if I'm going to have
he could have got 8-9. The guy, he could have got 8-9 out. You don't think he could have got 8-9 out?
I think that if you had taken a chance on it, I wouldn't have minded it. But I didn't feel like, oh my God, you're making a massive mistake here.
Thought he was going to make a Matt Harvey?
No. The Matt Harvey thing was completely different. Like that was more about Harvey just so overamped in himself that he wasn't going to be able to control himself once he talked his way back into that game. You know what I mean? Like he did not know how to control his emotions then. Let's get back to some of these calls at 800-919-3776. Anthony is in the Bronx. He is next. Load up these lines, people. Let's go.
Listen, you guys want to hear this? This is a lifelong Bronx guy, born and raised, Yankee fan, 37 years. This team has no stones. It's been like that the whole season. It was like it last season. You want to tell me, oh, well, Anthony, they got the 94 wins this year. Check their record against bad teams and check their record against good teams. When they run into a team that's just as good, if not better as them, they tuck their tail and they hide. It happened yesterday. You want to blame Aaron Boone? Blame Aaron Boone. You want to blame Brian Cashman? Blame Brian Cashman. You want to blame Santa Claus? You can blame him too. But the fact of the matter is the guys on the field didn't do what they were supposed to do, okay? You had the bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, no outs. Carlin, you listening to me or no?
I'm hearing. I'm right
no
here.
No outs.
Yeah.
No outs.
Yeah.
Okay?
And you got
hey,
nothing.
Bart, you're not from New York, pal. You don't get it, okay? They had no outs in the bottom of the ninth. And guess what happened? They didn't score a run. Want me to tell you the last time that happened? I'll tell you. Never. It was the first time it ever happened.
Yeah.
It's never happened before.
Good for you, Anthony. You can cite stats that we've all seen in the last 18 hours. Good, great job.
Why does he think I don't?
Oh, my God.
I don't understand. I played here. I understand.
And we just said they didn't get any hits all night. They didn't do anything offensively. And they had the bases loaded and nobody out and did not score. We just said all of that.
Well, that's the frustration. That's the frustration. And if you ask yourself in that situation, who would you want up? You would definitely say Stanton and Grisham.
I don't know any Yankee fan that wouldn't have looked in that moment and said that.
Say, man, we're going to get one. We're going to get a base hit. Somebody going to give us one.
And listen, Judge came up, hit the first pitch, hit a rocket. It was a base hit. What's going to happen? It happens.
And that's
I'm sorry it wasn't hit 500 feet.
Yeah. That's what happens when you're trying to pass the baton, and then the last three was trying to circle the bases.
And nobody can get that. Listen, I get on Stanton.
Should just put bat on ball.
I get on Stanton for striking out. I can't get on him that much, but that because of his history. But in that moment, you have to find a way to get the bat on the ball. You have to.
It was all about that too. It wasn't about hitting a home run. It's about making contact, hard contact, and hopefully it finds a hole.
Jose in Brooklyn is next.
You okay, Jose? Listen, we giving y'all a pass with the volume and how amped up he was, but man, listen, not my fault. You know what's crazy? Tom been real quiet today.
We'll get to Tom. Don't worry.
So I thank you guys for taking my call as usual, Bart, Chris. I'm annoyed, and the reason I'm annoyed is because it was like literally watching every Yankee failure just pretty much in its microcosm, where they go, and I'm not gonna get honestly. I do disagree a little with the Jazz Chisholm benching because in the few games that I was watching in the last homestand, it did kind of look like Jazz Chisholm when Jazz Chisholm threw a ball, forced a double play and threw a ball in the stands. I was just like, in my head, I'm like, those are exactly the runs that score in playoffs. Because it's never, and because people are right. The pitching is too good to string 6-7 hits in a row. But the way they get those plays, the way they get those runs is by stringing a couple of hits in a row, and then having those errors or those, unpredicted plays that analytics tries to get rid of, actually happen. And when I see this situation, once again, we get bases loaded and everybody hits. And even Judge got a hit. And I'm just like, okay, we definitely got this game. This is our game. This is the typical Yankee classic comeback. And just to pretty much have that kind of subside, it was the biggest disappointment. It's annoying. And by the way, I do blame Weaver, but part of the reason does have me blaming this analytic collaboration is because Weaver has been horrible all September. And for some reason, in their need to try to get him right and fix him, they still couldn't see that he was not good. So this was not a spot for him.
That's why they gave him, for whatever reason, they still have their faith in him, and they gave him a clean inning with an out that they had already gotten. So Weaver's got to perform. That's it.
But the theory that we heard that the numbers look good and stuff like that, but you have to consider the competition that they played on and the people that they ended with. 3 games with the Orioles, then a 3-game series with the Sox, then a 4-game with the Orioles, and then 3 games with the Twins, and then they had the Sox, which they lost 2 of those. I mean, lost 1 of them. But then they had Detroit, right? So, sometimes you can get bloated stats. Remember a couple years ago when the Steelers were 11-1, and we were like, nah, man.
Yeah.
They're not good.
Yep.
So, sometimes that's why the numbers don't have nuance to them. When you put in stuff in the calculator and you put the numbers in, it don't have nuance. It doesn't have the strength for the person that you're going against. Here's
the biggest argument in all of it. It has a place. It should not be making the decision itself. That's it.
Chad GPT shouldn't be running your life.
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Who are you blaming for last night? Let's go. Bart and Carlin will do a little football in a moment, but we will also be riding the Yankees all day long and also getting back into what they need to do tonight to try to find a way through against Bello and the Red Sox on ESPN New York and on the YouTube channel for ESPN New York.
D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back. I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino & Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE-BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. How do I even know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Terry's Tiny Homes, Terry! Sure, as the only employee of her company, Terry was probably the front runner, but saving money getting personalized discounts with a commercial auto quote from Progressive, well, that gave Terry the edge. Over Terry.
Terry!
Keep awkwardly chanting your own name, Terry. You deserve it.
Woo!
Be your own Terry. See if you could save in as little as 8 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Discounts not available in all states or situations.
The holiday season is here, and businesses are hiring for all kinds of seasonal roles. From haunted corn maze staff to real bearded Santas, skilled, experienced workers are in high demand and hard to find. Whether you're hiring for one of these roles or any other role, the best way to find the perfect match for your role is on ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's matching technology works fast to find top talent. No wonder it's the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/sports. That's ZipRecruiter.com/sports.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Time for the Mike Tannenbaum Report. It's brought to you by Samuel Institute for Pain Management. It's Bart and Carlin on 880 ESPN on the ESPN New York app and on YouTube. Mike Tannenbaum, of course, our GM, former Jets GM, former Dolphins executive. He joins us right now. Mike, it's Bart and Chris. And listen, we started with Jaxson Dart the other day. You had to be thrilled as somebody that's been pushing for them to start for him a while with what we saw out of day one.
Let me apologize to Mike.
Yeah, great to great to be with you guys. And look, it was kind of what we discussed. You know, we saw in the preseason, this was a guy that just plays with a lot of energy, a lot of moxie. And Bart, you know this, like that impacts the rest of the team. We saw the defense play with more energy, and that was not a surprise. And I'm glad for the Giants they got off to a good start.
Now, when I say I apologize for everybody out there that doesn't know, me and Mike are on Get Up on the weekend, on Friday. And Mike picked the upset. He put his name to it. And he said that, bold prediction, he said that he picked the Giants to beat the Chargers. And I thought he was crazy. And he explained all the reasons why to travel the West Coast to the East Coast. And I was like, I don't care if they play on Mars. And, the experience of the wily old man, you know what I'm saying, wise, to me, my senior. No, I'm just playing.
I was going to say, all you really did there was call him old twice.
He called it right. But Mike, when you boil this thing down and you look at Scatterboo's performance, I don't think Scatterboo lasts too long in the league running like that with that style. We remember we had the Terminator, James Conner. It was fun. He knocked some people out, but every time you can't be absorbing all those hits. And, Jaxson Dart as well. But when you boil it down, he threw for 111 yards. What in that game is sustainable, and how do you grow, and how does he be able to elevate his performance even without his number one receiver?
Yeah, Bart, those are all good points. When you really study longevity of running backs, like over 30, 40, 50 years, the great running backs in the history of our sport, the number one thing they had the ability to make the other guy miss. Tony Dorsett is a classic one. Curtis Martin was another one. Emmitt Smith. I agree. Cam Scalabry was a fun player to watch, but yes, he's going to have to learn that if he plays that way, it's just not sustainable. It's just our bodies, as you know, only have so many hits in them. And as it relates to Dart, I think what they'll have to evolve to, guys, is, look, when you can put pressure on the opposing defense because your quarterback can make plays with his legs, that really helps everything. And I think what Daboll will do gradually, guys, is enhance the passing attack and then use, the run game with Jaxson Dart as a weapon. To be candid, I was a little surprised that we didn't see more of a spy, specifically with Derwin James, who's one of the better players in the league. And look, as you guys know, the more he plays, the more tape that'll be out on him. But I think the way you have to do this is you have to use him as a weapon running the ball, but in a measured way, because as you're saying, Bart, if not, he's going to take a ton of hits as well.
Mike Tannenbaum is with us, ESPN NFL Front Office Insider. Mike, what impressed you the most about him the other day? What concerns you the most about him the other day?
I think it's the intangible, Chris, of you watched him come out and he expected to win, and that's just the way he is. And the reason I like it is I think he does it in a very authentic way. It's not manufactured. He has a lot of confidence, and I think players really feed off of that. And then kind of like what Bart alluded to, Chris, I don't think the way they won that game is sustainable. If we got into the Eagles, the Eagles had 0 passing yards in the second half. That is not sustainable. So, again, we saw Brian Daboll really develop Josh Allen. Now, look, Josh Allen was going to be a great player, but I think you're going to have to figure out a ways without Malik Neighbors to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands, short passes, run after catch. Maybe you become the best screen team in the NFL, but you're going to have to build on this offense that continue to win, because to throw for 100 yards, guys, that's not going to get it done.
Mike, let's spend a minute on what we saw from the Jets the other night. Look, I get it. We're early in this process, but if you're an executive and you're watching that, it has to be alarming, no?
Well, yes and no. There's certainly things that, have to get cleaned up. The pre-snap penalties, Aaron Glenn would be the first one to tell you, that's an area that I'm sure they're going to focus on. And you hate to go back to one play in any game, but I just think about if Braylon Allen scores on a first drive, the whole complexion of the game could be different. The other things, guys being open on defense, that has to get cleaned up. I think that will. So, again, the classic example was Tony Dungy. Started off 0-5, became a Hall of Fame coach. And, again, I'm not saying that they're winning the Super Bowl anytime soon, but I think we just got to be patient. I believe in Aaron Glenn and what he stands for. It's not going to happen overnight. And I think the good news, if there's any, Chris, is more than you, Bart, or myself, Aaron Glenn's not going to stand for those same mistakes, and that's why I think we'll start seeing progress here soon.
Well, when we talk about accountabilities, which what he talked about, you cut Xavier Gibson for fumbling the football and essentially saying you lost the game. Your hand-picked guy that you brought in, I believe from Detroit, right, Isaiah Williams, he not only fumbles, he fair catches the ball on the 2-yard line. So if you're staying with that theme, do you think that he should be able to stay on the roster, especially because Xavier Gibson gave them more in terms of being a receiver?
Yep, no, that's fair, Bart. I think there's context in terms of where they were with Gibson, and there's probably a lot of conversations we don't know about. I just think generally, Bart, we're going to see levels of accountability, people getting benched, other guys playing more. So I don't think it's just going to be, at the punt return position. Mm-hmm. I just think when you look at Aaron's track record at Detroit, he developed a lot of young players. He won, you go back a year ago, with a lot of players once they lost Lee McNeil and Aiden Hutchinson, amongst others. So I don't think he's scared to play young players. I think we'll see that more and more.
Mike, I got one last one for you. We've been obviously a lot into the Yankees today, but just on something that was announced this morning, that Flacco is getting benched and Dylan Gabriel's going to be the quarterback in Cleveland. I ask you this because we worked together at the draft, and we're living through the Shedeur Sanders stuff as it happened. What does this tell you about Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland? All right.
Chris?
There we go. I got you now.
Hey, Chris?
I lost you for a second.
Okay, yeah. Well, yeah. What was it about the draft and Dylan Gabriel?
That we were working together. We saw the Shedeur Sanders stuff play out. So Flacco gets benched today. They're going Dylan Gabriel. What does this tell you about Shedeur Sanders in Cleveland?
I don't think much yet. Let's see how Dylan Gabriel plays. I think they're just sort of, to be candid, I thought Dylan Gabriel played better than I expected in the preseason. I just think his height and athletic limitations doesn't portend well for a good NFL career. So, look, it's October 1st. I think by the end of the season we'll see Shedeur. So I think they're sort of just going like as is, like 1-1 in the third round, 1-1 in the fifth round. So I think more to come. But, guys, you know what's remarkable? I tweeted this earlier. If Lamar Jackson's out with a hamstring injury, the starting quarterbacks in the AFC North right now are none other than Cooper Rush, Dylan Gabriel, and Jake Browning, along with a aging Aaron Rodgers.
Woof. Oh my God.
Sounds like the beginning of a joke. Four quarterbacks came into the game.
Yeah, did they walk into a bar?
Yeah. But, guys, you know what's amazing? It's October 1st.
Yeah.
What's that going to look like on November 1st? Like, there's no way, if you're Cincinnati, you could keep trotting out Jake Browning. You just can't do it. Like, you talk about going to the stadium with no hope. Look, he played well a couple of years ago, but for whatever reason, he hit the wall, and they have scored 13 points in 2 games.
Yeah, you're going to lose T. Higgins. Hey, question, too, because, of course, I want you to be able to push this on TV. Trey Henderson. Now, not getting the productivity, he's got 2 sacks. He was leading the league in pressures. But their defense can't stop anybody because they can't play with the lead. Trey Henderson traded to a contender. You think that's a good move with him having a 1-year deal, being a free agent next year? Do you have to trade for him and then sign him? And if so, what is his value? Because I'm going to talk to him later.
Yeah, I think someone absolutely. But I think the other way to look at this, Bart, if I was Cincinnati, let's give them credit. They signed T. Higgins, they signed Chase, they solved Trey Hendrickson, although that was bumpy. Why not? Yeah, but why not go get a quarterback? Why not go get Russell Wilson? Why not go get Jameis Winston or Kirk Cousins? Given where the AFC North is, like, before I give up a great player in Trey Hendrickson, I'm exhausting. Can I go get, one of those quarterbacks for a 5th or 6th round pick? So I just think it's so dire, where they are right now with Jake Browning. So because once you trade Trey Hendrickson with Burrow out for the year, presumably, you're basically saying the season is over. And I just don't know if you want to do that so early. So to me, I would try to see if I could go get a quarterback. And if the quarterback plays B- with receivers, you're going to be in every game.
Mike, appreciate it. We'll talk next week.
Thanks, guys.
That's Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN NFL Front Office Insider. All Yankees next, 800-919-3776. Who are you blaming for what happened last night? Because it is not 100% on the manager. I don't think it's even 50% on the manager, but there's a lot of people to talk. Bart and I are to blame. Bart and I are here to hear it all from you and discuss at 800-919-3776 on ESPN New York.
Friends, it's football season and the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's an Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication, just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that delivers real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that is customized for you. Same-day or next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SamuelPayne.com to text, call, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SamuelPayne.com. Relief, closer than you think, and it starts today.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Jets football once again returns to MetLife Stadium. See your New York Jets face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 5th at 1 p.m., presented by Atlantic Health System.
Play action, bootleg out to the right, Justin Fields, and he will trot into the end zone with a misdirection touchdown.
Get your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready. We're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
It hasn't been pretty this morning, as you would imagine. Bart Carlin on 880 ESPN on the ESPN New York app. Over on YouTube, comments there have been coming in. We're getting them into the mix throughout the course of the show, as well as your calls at 800-919-3776. And look, you can blame whoever you want. You want to get all over Boone today, I think you're taking the easy way out. Honestly, I really do. If you expected any different, you want to get on Boone for taking Freed out of the game last night, Bart. I think Freed was just about done. And I understand where people feel like he is just managing by the binders. I don't think that was the case last night. That's what they all used to kill Girardi on. This situation last night with the Yankees losing was a lot more about players who weren't executing. It was about Luke Weaver, who was bad. It was about a lineup that did not hit all night long. And he loaded the bases in the ninth inning with nobody out and came up with Jack Squadouche. That's basically what it boiled down to for me.
Now, that sums it all up. I guess we can reset it all for the listeners that's probably just tuning in that has a lot to talk about. You can go about some of the major mistakes. Aaron Judge, your captain, not hustling to the ball, and Cora taking advantage of, not the greatest sense of urgency. Sometimes out there I feel like they think, oh, they're just going to run to first. Let me just kind of latch the days. We get out there, they throw that nice little form throw. And, forgetting that he was hurt. And coaches pay attention to that.
Yeah.
It's like understanding when somebody's left ankle is messed up. Hey, hit him on the left side.
Yeah.
Or things like that. Cora knows that the Yankees have a wounded bear, and they took advantage of it at the most inopportune time when nobody was thinking about it, when the game was on the line. They remembered the scouting report.
And Judge is in a
Did anybody ask Judge about that, by the way?
Let's see if I have any sound here from Judge.
Because for all the things we're talking about, that was a huge play. Making that a double. You're right.
No,
but nobody talks about that. For nobody to ask him, for him to get on it. Hey, how's the elbow feeling? Hey, do you wish you would let Grisham go get it? Or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't see it on our board. I don't see it on our board here. I don't know if we have any, but I haven't seen anything as of yet.
I didn't hear any sound from Judge.
I've got a couple of things. Here he is on wasting Fried's performance.
That's a tough one, especially when he comes out there, does his job, kind of keeping their offense at bay for a while. You got to pull away with those wins. But we just couldn't. We got the one run early, but we got to be able to put a couple more runs in there and kind of put them away, especially when he's on like that.
Here he is.
Thank God he came through, right, in the ninth.
Listen, Fried was very good, and Judge had a couple of hits, but that one spot, he has got to be running. He cannot be jogging over to get the ball when his arm is not right. Or you make sure that Grisham is handling it. Here he is on facing Crochet.
He's the best pitcher in the game. He's going to work all his pitches, work a little bit more off speed in there early on, but we got the Volpe homer, but couldn't really, and we got guys on there do much after that.
Okay, I don't know that we have to go best pitcher in the game.
Yeah, I hate when we get fixated because that's the first thing I heard. I said, "Did you see Screwball yesterday? What the hell you mean?" You know me, the Detroit Tiger, come out at me, man.
No,
hold up, man.
Listen,
but let's not get stuck. I don't want to follow the shiny ball.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I also think that with it is a bit much to say best pitcher in the game.
He's a man. He's a man. He's not a machine. Like, come on, man. I like you fighting Ivan Drago.
Javi in Queens is up next on ESPN New York. Javi, what's going on?
What's up, fellas? Thanks for taking the call. And, before I start talking Yankees, the important stuff, listen, the chat was kind of blowing up before about your guys' wrestling comps. Bart is Coco Beware and you as King Kong Bundy. Disrespectful. First of all, Bart, you're more of a junkyard dog, but I'll give you a better comp.
Big Daddy Ritter? I'm Big Daddy Ritter?
Nah, you guys remind me of Too Cold Scorpio and Marcus Bagwell. That's a real throwback to this.
Buff Bagwell.
Remember those dudes? Yeah, I'm telling you, man, they were underrated. They were champs, and they're not talked about enough, just like you guys, man.
Yeah, they not. Well, appreciate that.
Yeah,
but
I'm
Big Daddy Ritter was Junkyard Dog's name before he changed to Junkyard Dog.
Yeah, and I'm good on the Marcus Bagwell too. He's kind of a ham and egger.
Hey, I think Carlin does have the wire tattoo over his bicep.
Yeah, things did not end well for Buff Bagwell. But listen, with the Yankees,
me and every other pro in Jersey. Anyway, go ahead.
Listen, I'm going tonight. All right. So first and foremost, miss me with the Jazz is an all-star talk. Listen, Tyler Huntley went to was an all-pro. All right. I don't think Jazz was going to save them last night. I don't think he was going to do anything more than what Rosario did. The defense was fine. You probably would have been better served keeping Rosario in there for that at-bat against Chapman. But what I'll say is the game was right where they wanted it to be, right? Fried pitched very well. They had a lead. The bullpen failed, and then they had the bases loaded with their quote-unquote best playoff performer, right? The Yankees had the game where they wanted it to. They didn't execute. But I'm going tonight. It's hard to put all my belief in Rodon, but I'm going to do it, and I believe the Yankees will score at least more than one run tonight. I think the Yankees are going to, from an offensive standpoint, they're going to do it today.
Way to set the bar high. I think
we're going to score more than one.
I think they're going to bust out. We're going to score more than one. Like the thing is, when you talk about Rodon, is early on, does he give up those home runs before he settles down?
All right.
So it's a lot of pressure. Since the caller wants to, go ahead and transition us, we haven't got or talked about tonight.
Look, let's be fair. Rodon has been calmer for sure when things are not going his way, but tonight it gets ramped up, and you wonder if it comes back out a little bit. I don't love the fact that the Yankee season comes down to Carlos Rodon, but this is where we are. This is unfortunately where we are. There are a couple of things here I want to get to in the YouTube chat. First of all, the quote from Judge on last night, okay? Judge was asked if he was surprised that Sogard went to second on the play. No, he's quick. Hit it in the gap. Splits me and Grish. Not surprised at all. Then he said, was that the hardest Judge can throw right now? Yeah, I'm definitely trying to get in there and make a play. Definitely didn't want to overthrow. But he's quick. Got in there just trying to make a play. No, I don't want to buy this crap. But here's the thing. Bart, you know this. When you're an athlete and you have traits that are on an elite level, you know when they are performing at an elite level and when they're not. Yeah. And Judge knows he has a cannon. For him to sit there and say, I didn't want to overthrow him, that's crap.
Right. So
that's crap.
Tell me this. I think they measured it at 73 miles an hour, something like that.
It was 73, and he normally throws somewhere between 88 and 90.
So what MPH do you think would have got him out?
I think running harder would have maybe gotten him out.
Let's just say he didn't want to overrun it. He didn't want to do anything like that.
If he had been at full strength, I think he might have gotten him out. No.
But what I'm saying is, we know he's not at full strength.
Right.
But maybe he had more in him than 73. Let's just assume that he has that if he had to. What my MPH, because it was still close.
Yeah,
are we talking
82?
82?
Something like that? I don't know. I'm not a scientist. What the hell do I know?
Well, 8 miles less?
Probably. Bottom line, for me, the bigger problem is that when you know you have a bit of a deficiency or a bit of an issue, you got to make up for it in other ways. And that's either Grisham should handle this, it's the best play, or I need to get over there faster. And I know it's hard to criticize Judge. Sorry. Get over there. Get there.
Nobody's beyond reproach.
No, absolutely not. Mark.
Especially when it comes down to this, that we talk about the inches.
Mark, Charlotte, North Carolina, up next, listening on the ESPN New York app. Mark, what's going on?
Hey, how you doing, guys? Thanks for taking the call.
You got it.
I just want to give a shout-out to playoff baseball, man. I mean, what a stressful game last night. 1-0 through 6. Never an easy spot to be in, but honestly, my expectations of this team going into the playoffs are either we lose in the first round to Boston or we go all the way to the World Series. That's kind of how we've played all year. We either score 10 runs and hit 6 dingers, or we get blanked and have a no-show game like we did kind of last night. But honestly, to blame someone, I blame Garrett Crochet. I buy what Judge is saying. He is the best pitcher in the game. I know you like Skubal, Bart, but Skubal can get had. Crochet,
listen, he's in the discussion.
Get had.
He's in the discussion. Let's put it that way. All right,
and
he's a great pitcher, and it was now. I don't know one Yankee fan that was truly worried about the Red Sox as a whole as much as they were worried about Garrett Crochet.
Yeah, agreed. And the Red Sox have had our number, but going into tonight, without Crochet on the mound, anything is possible. We got 2 games left at home.
How are you feeling?
Again, but my expectations are medium.
What's the temperature? Do you think they're going to win? If they win tonight, you think they win the series, or they win one and lose the other?
I don't think anything, honestly. I just hope that they can win tonight and make it to 3 games and see what happens. Again, my expectations are very, very – they're simmering right now. I'm not getting too high right now on this team just because of the way we've played. I know we won 8 straight to end the year, and that's great, but it's playoff baseball. Every pitch matters. Every decision Boone makes is going to be scrutinized. I would have loved to see Ben Rice get at least an at-bat last night. He's been one of our hottest hitters.
But again, but you're look at how that game was playing out. If in the 8th inning, if it was clear that it was not going to be Crochet right to Chapman, then I think Ben Rice would have gotten a at bat against Whitmer.
But wouldn't you rather Ben Rice get an AB over Austin Wells against Crochet in that spot?
I didn't have a major problem with it in the moment. Let's put it that way. I didn't have a major problem with it in the moment. And the fact that, like, people were complaining about, well, maybe Rice should have been catching in the first place. The Yankees just dangled that out there a week or two ago just to see what it looked like with Rice, with what's his name on the mound, with the Fried on the mound. So they just dangled that out there to see what that was going to look like. And it didn't look awful, but clearly they weren't comfortable enough where they were going to play Rice in front of Wells, and they thought that the good outweighed the bad there.
Yeah.
Let's hit, how about Tessa? Tessa's up next in West Caldwell. There she is.
Still
Guys, don't make fun of my voice again. I can't get it better.
It's okay.
Because
We're
I
not
was
going to
yelling
do that.
Yesterday at the game.
You do what you're going to do.
I know I sound like a man, but I apologize.
It's okay.
Early.
Don't apologize.
But,
you do you.
I sound crazy, though, but it's okay.
Barry White?
But anyway,
Is this Barry White?
Don't get me starting to sing Secret Garden out here. You know, that was my favorite song.
All right,
thing.
Quincy Jones.
So yesterday, I mean, it's like, it's been crazy. I've been on such highs and lows this week. I mean, like from the Giants to stab with Malik, then happy with Abdul getting, defensive rookie of the week. It's just been crazy. And now yesterday, I just don't understand. You're the captain, and that means something. And I know it's a lot of blame to go around, but I'm looking at leadership right now. And as far as what Aaron Judge, you're the captain. How dare you not hustle? Don't you understand that's what got exploited last year in the playoffs? Our defense, looking like trash or whatever like that, making all the mistakes and just doing dumb stuff. And now you're not going to hustle? And then like Bart said, your throw was 73 times, so you didn't want to overthrow. My dude, you underthrew. Like, you understand what I'm saying? If you would have hustled and maybe threw it a little bit more of a faster, velocity, maybe you would have got him. But that was that go-ahead run. And then again, you come into the bat not connecting the way you're supposed to. What is going on? It's like a button. Like, it's like the switches down. It switches off. The light is off with him. It's like the doors is closed. We're closed for business when it comes to the postseason with Aaron, and it really, really bothers me. And that's why. Just one more thing, Bart. When they had them discussions about Jeter and him, that's what bothers me, because Jeter showed up every time in the postseason. And how many years are we going to go through this, guys? How many years?
Listen, I hate to invoke Jeter in this, okay? But that's the difference between Jeter and Judge. Judge is 10 times the player that Jeter was, period, in terms of ability and all that stuff. I mean, you just think about the play in Oakland. Jeter made that play, and what is it based out of? Purely made out of hustle. That's it. That's it.
Will before skill.
And I don't think that Judge is sitting there like purposely loafing. I just think he took it for granted, and he got burned.
He just assumed, all right, we giving up a single.
Yeah, exactly. He thought he was giving up a single, and then what do you know? It turns into a double, and then the next batter, that's two runs.
And even with him taking a hack at it with the hard hit ball, it's like he was trying to move it over. He wasn't trying to be the hero. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He wasn't trying to hit a home run. He was he
hit the ball hard.
Yeah, I'm saying, is that the guy that you want to just try and hit the ball hard, or that's the guy you want to try and hit a home run? Because Stanton and Chisholm, they were trying to hit home runs.
I agree with that. So I'm watching that, and this is how bad it is. And Tom, I want to bring you in on this for a second.
Oh, Tom's here today?
He is. He's been awfully quiet. Been a rough day for Tom.
First
of all, Tom, where are your emotions at today, Yankee boy?
Oh, thank you. Normally that's reserved for Michael. I'm honored to be
no. On this show, you're Yankee boy.
Okay, good. I felt gutted after last night. And that's probably personal because I'm going tonight to Game 2.
Oh.
So I feel like crap if they're going to get eliminated. It's not going to be a good day for me tomorrow. So that makes me feel even more gutted that I'm going down, or I'm going to the stadium when they're down. But last night, they could have won. It's not that they should have won. They could have won. And it's a matter of getting outmanaged by Alex Cora that makes me angry, because that's one of the main reasons now that you can look at Aaron Boone and say maybe he shouldn't be a Yankee anymore. And then it's a matter of you got to hit the baseball when it matters in the ninth. Giancarlo Stanton, you mentioned it earlier, Chris. Put bat on ball. That's all you have to do. Like, it's just so frustrating watching this team because it's one issue after another, and it never seems to change.
Well, the one thing I was going to bring up about this is, and this is a completely unfair criticism. And it's not even a criticism. I'm just raising it. When Judge swung at the first pitch and hit a single to center, I'm like, oh. I was like,
exactly.
That's okay, well.
That's what he did? Like,
all right, but see, we're just passing the baton. And I can't be like that. It's unfair for me to be like that because earlier in the year, we were lauding Juan Soto for doing the same thing. For just get the base hit and then we will pass the baton, or take the walk and we will pass the baton to Alonso.
I'll tell you what, compared to past playoff Judge, I'll take those singles. Just
I
get
know.
on base.
I know, but like that's the problem with Judge. Is the expectation is so high that I'm sitting there like, oh, single, good for you. Yeah, all right, that's great. Any other time you'd be like, "That's great, here we go. Let's keep going." You're like, Judge, oh, that's it.
Yeah. Right. It's like watching Michael Jordan going down the court on a fast break and he lay it up. Like, huh?
Yeah, or he lays it up, or he passes to Steve Kerr. Oh, okay. Well, all right, he hit it. Okay.
It's just how the entirety of the team works. It's ride or die with the home run, apparently.
Anthony in the Bronx is next on ESPN New York. Anthony, what's up, dude? How are you?
What's up, fellas? First of all, Mr. Carlos, this is a time when Yankee greats step up to the plate. So I know you was mentioning that he's got a pitch tonight. He's got a pitch.
Who the hell's Carlos?
He means me, I think.
Oh, Carlin.
Carlos Rondon.
Oh, Carlos.
Okay.
It's like, listen, I'll step up tonight. That's fine.
Yeah. So, gentlemen, this is the time when he steps up to the plate and becomes, I'm not going to say a true Yankee, but this is where he earns his medal as a Yankee.
Does he earn the pinstripes tonight? Does he earn the pinstripes tonight,
yes.
Anthony?
And the second thing is, Rice, you play your best players. I don't know why Rice and Chisholm wasn't playing last night. And with Judge, I've seen 7 world champions. I've seen guys like Jackson, O'Neal, Tino Martinez come in here and play big when it really counts. I'm waiting for Judge to do that. These numbers in a regular season is great. Whoop-dee-doo. But what I care about as a Yankee fan is performing when it really counts. And that's not a knock on Judge. The same thing with Alex Rodriguez. And Alex Rodriguez came through in 2009. We're waiting for Judge to do the same thing. Wreck the game, big boy.
Listen,
Wreck the game.
Judge at some point will come through. And last night, a couple of hits, that's obviously a step in the right direction. When it comes to Ben Rice, am I going to get that worked up about it? I'm not, because what are we talking about doing with him? Are you going to play him behind the plate instead of Austin Wells? Obviously, that's the best option there. You're not going to do that, I don't think, if you have a pitcher in Fried who has worked with Wells a lot more than he has worked with Rice. A lot more. So if that's the case, I have to make sure that pitcher is comfortable with who he's got behind the plate. Even though they did work together in a week, like last week against the White Sox, like I'm not doing that part. Like,
yeah, you want the guy that makes you feel comfortable calling the plays and putting you in your pitch sequences because you trust him.
Yes,
in his blind faith.
Yes, there is a big thing to the pitcher-catcher relationship, and there's even a bigger thing when it comes to pitchers.
Who was that the guy never used to catch him? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Who's the guy that like a couple of years ago that was a big thing? Was that Garrett Cole back a couple of years ago where he had it was between.
Was it he only had a Higashioka catching him?
Yeah.
He
never liked the Kraken.
Yeah, never liked Gary Sanchez. Always wanted a Higashioka. And with pitchers, they are the creatures of habit, and they do not like you messing with them at all. But they don't like messing up any part of their routine or anything of what they're used to doing. They hate it. They hate it. So in that case, I was not going to have any kind of a problem with that. Bart, he is with us. It is the first time in quite some time. If you would like to do your new mustard opening for our man, Richard. Richard in Manhattan. Hello, Richard.
Hi, Bart. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Bart.
The atmosphere tonight at Yankee Stadium.
You gave up on us, Richard. Where you been? We'll get to it, Richard. Don't worry. Where you been?
I'm still here. I'm still trying to call. I still have ideas every time I'm thinking. Fellas, the atmosphere tonight at Yankee Stadium, we've seen before. 21 years ago, Boston won 3 straight. We went into Game 7 with Kevin Brown. The fans were scared as anything about that. Now, Boston did something that was never done. The Yankees tonight can do something. And tomorrow, win a 3-game series after losing the first, just as Boston did 21 years ago, 4 straight at Yankee Stadium, the fourth game.
Well, they didn't win 4 straight at Yankee Stadium. They won 4
straight. No, but the fourth game was at Yankee Stadium.
Yes, it was.
And the fans will have the same kind of demeanor as they will tonight. It will be the same atmosphere at Yankee Stadium.
It will be.
Now,
It'll be a zoo. And Richard, you're right, and especially because when we say that the team that has lost Game 1 has not come back to win that series,
never.
13
straight.
I know that, Richard. I'm just saying it's only been a couple of years that this
all
has
right,
been
fellas.
going on.
Now, Max Fried may have 5 months to rest. Whether he pitched 102 or 118 pitches last night made no difference. I don't understand it. He got the last batter out. If he had given up a single or a walk, I could see taking him out. You don't take him out after he just retired.
Richard,
now,
do you think
you guys are religious people, aren't you? Are you guys religious people, Bart?
Yeah, I got saved at 16. I belong to the church.
Okay. On the eve of Yom Kippur, a Jewish pitcher is pitching fantastic. Can you tell me somebody in the analytical department, there wasn't one Jewish guy in the analytical department that would have said, if this guy is pitching good, the stars are all aligned for Max Fried to pitch an unbelievable game? Wouldn't if you wrote him to the 8th or at least 8th inning or 9th inning? That's what I would have done, being a religious person. That's how I would have figured it.
So you think in the divine intervention that God cares who? So what if there's another?
It's a hunch, Bart. It's a hunch. It's a hunch.
Okay, I got you.
That's how I feel. I always think things are done for a reason and things are outcome.
That was refreshing. I feel Richard on that.
God doesn't care about the Yankees. God doesn't care about Max Fried.
Yeah, but he hates the Red Sox.
God doesn't hate the Red Sox. If God hated the Red Sox, they never would have come back from down 3-0.
They say, hey, you'll lose in the next series, and what's your hope for it?
Or was that just a year that Satan won? There have been battles that he's won, I'm told.
If I was a boy.
Can you get the analytics on the Yom Kippur stuff? Thanks. Let's get on that. Let's see if we can break that down.
Tell me this. Did the Yankees start him because they knew that it was that?
I just thought he was going to Sandy Koufax, not pitching on Yom Kippur. That's all I thought he was doing. And then it was no. It's coming up on Yom Kippur. He's got to pitch amazingly well. It's a hunch, and I would have played that in the postseason.
I wonder if he bet that?
Wouldn't that be against the religious thing?
Not if you get your 10%. Render to Caesar what is Caesar's.
All right, we're going to regroup. We haven't heard from him in a while, and I forgot why. That I really wasn't that broken up over it until now.
I was. I think we go back to the purge.
800-919-3776. The Horn will bring that back, I promise. Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app.
Wednesday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. The Yankees bullpen and lack of hitting spoiled a great Max Fried start. They now face elimination tonight against the hated Red Sox. How confident are you they can force a Game 3?
Tonight was a great baseball game that we just couldn't get that final punch in. So we'll be ready to go, and I expect us to come out and get one tomorrow.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. Visit FanDuel.com/Peter to download the FanDuel app today and get started. 21 and over in Fisley, Present, New York. First online, real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
To help those who want to be helped, but may not be able to afford it.
That's what PGA Tour winner Grayson Murray had envisioned for a foundation before he sadly took his own life at just 30 years old. his parents channeled their grief into creating the Grayson Murray Foundation, carrying out his vision to help those struggling with mental health and addiction. To donate and learn more, visit GraysonMurrayFoundation.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Holding. Defense.
The ref totally blew that call.
Oh, I'm sure he'll make the right call next time.
It's too late. It cost us the game.
Well, it's just one game.
That loss eliminated us from the playoffs.
Oh, the playoffs are on so late. Now you'll be well rested.
Okay, I need you to stop talking now.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Still recovering from the Richard call. Bart Carlin, ESPN New York. And on the ESPN New York app, also over on the YouTube channel. And by the way, if you've missed any of the show, you can just go back and listen on the podcast. It's that easy. It is available for you at Bart Carlin, wherever you get your podcast. Go there, do it, and we are right there. And we are there for you in every moment of the day, whenever you need us. 800-919-3776. Right now, though, audio files.
The audio file.
Tom Bowers here. He is a sunken little camper today. He's been a little bit cranky. Bart, you know what? When I walked in, I said, how you doing? And Tom expresses all of his emotions with a smile on his face. So, no matter what, he could say, hi, yeah, I feel like I've just been beaten to death inside with a baseball bat. He's going to say it while he's smiling. But if he feels like, oh, yes, my soul's been broken, it's in 4 pieces, it's all over the floor, and I have no way to think that I should really go on with my life, then Tom will do that smiling. Is that accurate?
That's very accurate. I said the other day, I try and be a positive person. So
Right.
I think.
So your tone is always going to be positive, even if you're just done.
Apparently so.
Okay. All right, Tom, audio files. Let's have it.
All right, so one of the big discussions, obviously, that we've been having is should Max Fried have been pulled versus should he have not been pulled? And, of course, we know that Alex Cora decided to leave his ace in the game. And so he talked about after the game how his staff actually prepped for Crochet to have a start like that going deep.
There's going to be starts during the regular season that we have to take care, guys, for this. 85 pitches against the Mets, skipping a start here and there, the All-Star break, doing all that stuff is for this to happen. You have to make sure you stay with the process. That's the most important thing. So for how great he was tonight, I tip my hat to the medical staff because they've done an amazing job with a guy that had never pitched 200 innings, have never made more than 30 starts, have never pitched 7 2/3 in the playoffs. You know, it's a total team effort, and I made sure the training staff knew how I felt.
So that's great. Now, Cora, did you use analytics to make this decision, or was it a gut feeling to leave Crochet in?
I think it was him.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, the stuff was still really good at that point. He was throwing 97, 98. The previous inning was a quick one, gave us a chance to push the envelope in the 8th. It was a quick inning against a pocket that gave him kind of trouble early in the game, so I didn't hesitate. You know, I told Bales he's going out. He did his job.
I'm glad he brought that up. Can we talk about that for a second? How about a 6-pitch inning? Maybe we can make Crochet at that point in the game work a little bit harder than a 6-pitch inning, Bart. There was a 6-pitch inning in the 6th to the 7th. It was the 7th, wasn't it?
I want to say it was the 7th.
Yeah. A 6-pitch inning, maybe you can make him work just a little bit harder.
We're trying to put some points on the board. Got to swing.
Yeah, I know you got to swing, but, you know, at least make him we're that far into the game.
Just a bit outside.
You got to give it a chance and make him work a little bit harder than that. You can't have a 6-pitch inning in the 7th inning of a game.
I'll give the Yankees this, though. At least they were consistent in the approach all night. They were trying to go after Crochet early, it looked like, based on some of the things. So at least they were being consistent. It just didn't work out for them. You can't have a 6-pitch inning against an ace like that.
When you get to that point in the game, that's why they always say you better get to him early. When you get to that point in the game, then you just got to work every which way possible to get him out of the game.
Oh, so you mean that Freeze could probably got out the 8th and 9th hitter because he had already seen him.
I'm telling you, when I listen to David Cohn talk about the fact that the ball is sailing on him and tailing off a little bit on him, that told me that it was the right move. What else told me that it was the right move? And I thought that they should have talked about it more in the moment. They didn't really talk about it in the booth about him getting removed from the game until much later, until like the 8th or 9th inning about Fried getting yanked. They did not get into it, and that made me think that Cohn, with his tenor at the time, was kind of laying the groundwork for like, yeah, this was probably the right time. Anyway, that's me.
So, Fried's perspective on this. Did you feel tired when you got pulled?
I definitely exerted a lot of energy trying to get out of that, but I definitely, had enough in the tank for whatever the team needed. Boone was confident to be able to give the ball to leave in that situation.
Bart, do you think that's Fried taking out the manager or saying anything negative about the manager in that spot for pulling him out of the game?
Yeah, I think it was a slight. It wasn't major, but I thought it was slight. When I went there, I wrote down when I heard that, I wonder what type of relationship him and Boone has. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't take it that way.
This is his first time. Boone doesn't really know him like that, right? You know what I mean? They haven't been through high leverage situations before. This is his first year on the squad. So I wonder if that relationship stopped him from communicating properly to Boone. Now we know going forward, if this ever happens again, because they had this collective experience, that he'll speak up and he'll be more vocal if he feels like he actually has more. Because people say, well, if you want to stay in there, you should speak up. You should be more demonstrative.
I just don't know the pitcher that is, in any kind of consistent basis, going to say, yeah, I'm done. Especially in a playoff game. Like, I got nothing left.
But it don't mean they wrong.
No, I know. I know, but
it's how they look at you when you say, "Hey, man, you good?"
It's hard to trust it, right?
Like,
It's
I'm good.
That to your initial point. It's about knowing the guy.
Skipper, I'm giving it everything I got.
I'm throwing him everything I got at him, Skipper.
I can get one more. Nah. You done your job. Give me Vaughn.
Next.
All right, so Buster Olney, he was on DPHO in Rothenburg this morning, and now we're going to get the insider's perspective on kind of how things shook out. So, because we're talking about the decision-making of Aaron Boone, Buster was asked by the guys in the morning, does Boone make most of these decisions, such as taking out Fried?
There's no question that they get a lot of input from the front office in terms of these are the numbers, this is what we're looking at, this is a way you might think about going, and in the end, it's Aaron's decision. It's interesting because there are a lot of people who I've heard through the years have talked about how they believe Boone basically is everything is dictated to him. I don't think that's the case. I think they leave a lot of this in his hands, and shoot, he's the one in the dugout. Last night, he's the one who decides in the end when Fried comes out, and I also think that part of this was, and the reason why I don't have a problem with it is that it's not like you're bringing someone into a really messy situation, runners on base. I mean, you would expect if you're calling on a Weaver or Devin Williams, a Bednar at this point, that if you bring him into a game, there's no one on base, whatever happens, they're responsible for. I mean, it's not a bad matchup to bring in Weaver against the bottom of the Red Sox lineup. That's the reason why I don't have a problem with that, and I do think it's Boone's call.
I'm 100% with Buster on it. I really am. I thought Fried was about done, and if you're going to give Weaver the ball in that situation, you let the bases be clear, and I don't tie one hand behind his back before I get going.
So, blame the proper person. It's Weaver's fault.
It's absolutely Weaver's fault. This is the thing. We get so lost in this. The Yankee fan loves to blame Boone for everything and never will blame players. Never will blame players. Like, the fact that Chisholm has his back to the media last night and is talking the way he is about not being in the game and, you do what you got to do to win, I guess. That's kind of how it is. Like, we can all tell how annoyed you are, and it's and Dave and I were talking about this morning on the air. This is the same guy who got picked off first base on a pop-up on the infield and said, I'll do it again. Remember that?
I'm
in
sorry.
Miami?
Let he without sin cast the first stone.
Oh, my God.
Christ.
I do it again.
I got one blooper, and y'all going to come at me like that. Now I got to wear this scarlet letter my entire Yankee career.
But he said it after the game. I'd do it again.
That was a machismo talking.
Any more, Tom?
No, does this make you feel good, Tom?
We're airing out our frustrations. That makes me feel good.
Were you upset with Boone for getting Fried out of the game?
Not at all.
Okay.
I thought he was starting to lose it a little bit, so I didn't have a problem with the decision. It's a matter of guys have to execute, just like we were talking about.
Exactly.
So I do have one more for you, and this
Okay.
has to do with the decision that Aaron Boone might have to make tonight. Is there a chance that Aaron Judge DHs tonight? We were talking about his arm. Yeah. So let's see what Buster says.
Given how Stan has hit in the postseason, 18 home runs in 42 games, I think the choice that they made makes sense. It just happened to be in a close game right there that Nick Sogard made a great choice coming out of the box. I'm sure you guys saw the numbers during the course of the game. It was the fastest he'd ever run from home plate to second base. Like right out of the box, he makes up his mind, hey, I'm going to try to take advantage of this. And, as you said, Judge making that 73-mile-an-hour throw into the infield. The one thing I wonder, with the benefit of 2020 hindsight, if there's some conversation after the game, Grisham and Judge, and saying, hey, if you get an opportunity, come in and take the ball away. I wonder how much of that has been discussed among the Yankees, with the coaching staff, because we certainly have seen that when outfielders understanding that if one has a stronger arm, if there's a choice between the two, that guy steps in and makes that throw, because that looked like an opportunity for Grisham to do that last night.
Yeah, I agree. Grisham should have done that last night. Judge needs to let him do that last night. And I can't for a moment start considering, well, now I'm not playing Judge in the outfield, and as a result, I have to DH him, and then I'm going to not have Stanton in the lineup at all. I can't do that. I can't do that at this point, right?
Yeah, no, not at all. That's not even consideration. You go down with the people that got you there.
Exactly. I mean, I know it's been brought up, but I can't see that. It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. Game Time is brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey, because when it's game time, it's Tully time. 6 o'clock. Yankees, Red Sox, Game 2, Wild Card Series in the Bronx. Play-by-play, by the way, can be heard right here on ESPN New York and watched on ESPN. 1 o'clock today, Tigers in Cleveland. Your little Motor City Kitties trying to finish the job, Bart.
Oh, you calling us the Little D?
I didn't say that.
Oh, your little.
I didn't say little. I didn't mean it like little.
So Dallas is the big D. We the little D.
No, I didn't mean
we
it
the
like
Motor
that.
City, baby.
I didn't mean it like that. 10:50 ESPN. That game is on, and also on ESPN TV. 3 o'clock, Padres in Chicago to play the Cubs, also on 10:50 and on ABC 7. And at 9 o'clock, the Reds are in L.A. to try to play another day against the Dodgers, 10:50 and on ESPN TV. Tullamore Dew is the original triple distilled, triple blended, triple cast matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm, and I'm proud to be a part of that legacy. I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and like my father, I fight to get justice for the injured.
The hustle and grit of these streets shaped me. I'm John D'Agostino, and from the concrete to the courtroom, I built this injury firm 35 years ago to get accident victims justice. So call my team first, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
You want justice? Think Jenna D'Agostino. Think D'Agostino & Associates. Justice isn't just a word. For us, it's a way of life. It's having compassion for your struggle and getting you paid for your pain. Now that's justice. D'Agostino & Associates means being there for the injured.
Seriously injured? Call my team first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
D'Agostino, law, bite back.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
All right, Bartholomew, let's do it. 800-919-3776. A lot of fans still wanting to get through, people who have been patient. Let's get to Cam in Binghamton next on ESPN New York. Cam, what's going on, dude?
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good, how are you?
Good. Yeah, I just want to let you know I'm a big fan of the show.
I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, man. I just wanted to come out. I know you guys were talking about who to blame last night about the game. I think we should blame the entire team because we only scored one run in the playoff game, which that's great. We have won 8 games in a row, right? And so now we're going to take out our everyday second baseman, Jazz Chisholm, which, on a side note, what he did after the game, absolutely ridiculous. Should never happen. It makes us look bad. It makes us look weak. But at the same time, why are Jose Caballero and Ahmad Rosario playing over Jazz Chisholm right now? Who's been our guy every game this year?
Where that should have gone to me is Chisholm should have been playing, and I would have played Rosario at third base because Rosario was brought in because he's very good against lefties.
Yeah. Which, I mean, he went, like 0 for 3 last night? I mean, I understand it. Like, I understand the move, but, like, it's playoffs. Like, it's a lot different. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm it's just irritating because, I mean, Jazz went 30-30, like you guys said earlier. So, I don't know. It's just, I think something needs to change tonight because, I mean, we're facing elimination in the wild card, and we tied for the division. So, I mean, I don't know. I'm
wondering what's going on in the background, like what you're doing. Are you on the treadmill? What are you doing?
Yeah, I'm on the job. I'm on the job right now. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I'm like, is he walking up 18 flights of stairs?
Maybe he was on a Stairmaster. I don't know. Do people still do Stairmasters? I haven't been to the gym since 1993.
Do they? Yeah, that's what they do. That and what's worse than the Stairmaster is the Jacob's Ladder.
What is the Jacob's Ladder?
It's like a ladder, and it's at an angle, and it's basically like the ladder just goes up and down like the Stairmaster. So you kind of climb in. So just imagine the arch of your back.
Yeah, no, I'm good.
A ladder. Yeah,
I'm straight. I'm straight. We're good there. Look, it is the whole team to blame. That's the bigger issue for me. People who are getting caught up in the Boone stuff, I think, are really not seeing the forest for the trees. They didn't score runs. You have to score runs to win games. I never played the game professionally, but it strikes me as that's important.
Yeah, I think that's the objective. Unless the other team scores none.
Yeah, unless you're able to outscore the other team 1-0, great, because your pitching is amazing and gets the job done. That's fine. And the pitching last night was pretty good, but to me, I had no problem whatsoever with when he took him out. How about Rashad in the Bronx next, listening on the ESPN New York app? Rashad, what's up, baby?
Hey, good morning, Chris. Good morning, Bart.
Good morning.
All right, so I have 2 concerns. So yesterday, remember when Jazz hit the fly ball at the bottom of the ninth inning when the bases were loaded?
Mm-hmm.
Why didn't Goldie try to score a run on that fly ball?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering too.
Yeah, like I'm wondering, well, why not try to score? And if my friend told me, he was going to make it. And my next question is, if that's the case, then why is he leading off then if he's not going to make it to the
Well, that's two different questions. Number one, he's leading off because of on-base percentage and because of all that. Leading off doesn't have anything to do with speed anymore. Like, that's not a thing. You know, we've seen, Kyle Schwarber led off for Phillies and Cubs for years. So, like, that's not a thing anymore. Number two, he didn't try to score because they felt like, A, he's not that fast, and B, when you're trying to do that on Eaton's arm or Abreu's arm in right field, they liked Abreu's arm in the moment. I think that had more to do with that, more to do with that than anything else. And it was shallow enough where I was like, okay, like if you had somebody who was a burner, you'd take a chance there, right? He was not a burner. He's not somebody that you're going to look at and say, he's going to go out there and steal me a base in a big... Like, would I have tried it if it had been Volpe? Yeah, maybe I would have tried it if it had been Volpe. That's all.
Good talk.
All right, Gilbert in Brooklyn next. Gilbert, what's going on, bud? Actually, you know what, Gilbert? Sit tight because I'm supposed to break right now.
Yeah, we'll come back, Gilbert.
That's a bad job by me. But we'll get to you here very shortly because it's noon, and dear God, we got to talk about how they're going to get going tonight. At 800-919-3776, Bart Carlin on ESPN New York.
FanDuel is getting you ready for kickoff with an offer you won't want to miss. New customers can bet just $5 and get $300 in bonus bets if you win. That's right. Pick a bet $5, and if it wins, you'll unlock $300 in bonus bets to use all across the app. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Visit FanDuel.com/Rick to download the FanDuel app today and get started. You can build parlays, bet player props, ride the live lines, whatever your style, FanDuel has you covered. The NFL season is finally here. The only question is, are you ready to play? Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions do apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. K-A-R-S, Cars for Kids. 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. How do I even know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Paying extra for tire care is BS. You know, bad service. So at Midas, we're rolling out our BS-free tire guarantee, included with paid installation and tax on every purchase. you'll pay nothing for flat replacements, nada for flat repairs, and zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles. That's $0 for all that. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the BS-free tire guarantee, only at Midas.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Wow. Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service, guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
Put it in the box! This is your radio home for New York Mets baseball. 880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
How good are you feeling about Carlos Rodon having the season on his shoulders? It's Bart Carlin, ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube page. If you are not there, you should be subscribed. You should be watching the show as well, because who wouldn't want to see this visually? And the easiest way to get there is to either go to the ESPN New York YouTube page or go right to the ESPN New York app and click on the tile for the ESPN New York YouTube page. I am Chris Carlin. He is Bart Scott. It is noon, and what does that mean?
It's the power hour, 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 hour. Multiples of 2. The Yankees have to win 2. I went 8, but I really wanted to go 2, so I did 8 because 4 times 2 is 8.
Your logic is truly dizzying sometimes, but I'll take it because we need them in the worst way right now. Bart, based on what I saw from the Jets the other night, we need Yankee baseball.
For real. Please.
No doubt. Let's rally it up here, boys. We need you.
We need a Nick-like run.
Exactly right. And based off what we saw last night, I know a lot of people are blaming Aaron Boone on couple of the moves. I think you can blame him on not playing Jazz Chisholm in the game, because to me, Jazz Chisholm is not somebody that is a platoon player by any stretch, and I know that because he played 151 games this year. That's how I know. And so, Bart, I can't get I am annoyed that he wasn't in the lineup last night. I was annoyed when they put him in, because at the time that they put him in, it was pretty clear it was that the Red Sox were going to do everything they could to go from Garrett Crochet right to Chapman and not go with the eighth inning right-hander in Whitmer and put themselves in a better position that way, and not making the rationale for putting Chisholm in at that point didn't make any sense. But then people who were screaming and yelling about Max Fried, that ain't it to me. That's not the reason why. The Yankees didn't score runs. That's why they lost the game.
Yeah, but it's a lot of little decisions that kicked in with that. We can talk about Judge not hustling. Should they have better communication? And that's really something that I think that Boone should have really talked about. Hey, how strong is your arm, Aaron? How good can you throw the ball? What's your range, right? You ask. It's like when you go to a kicker and you're like, hey man, you're good from where? Like I'm good from about 50. And where you good from? I'm good from like 60, or I'm good from 45, man. I'm tight, man. I'm missing. It's windy out here. So they can have that pre-game conversation. Grissom, if anything is in the margins, you grab it, you throw it, because you can handle it and Judge can't. Those are the little details. Those are the details that may never show up, but they only show up the one time. And the one time you don't have the communications when it comes to bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it seems like when you talk about the very, very good teams and the very, very well-managed teams, they have these nuanced scenarios that may not ever come up, but it may be enough of them that you're always prepared for these little one-offs or nuanced type of situations that you're able to take advantage of and be on the right side of history whenever those moments occur.
If you want to be upset that Boone does not always win the game in the margins, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
And because that's exactly what Alex Cora was doing last night.
Yeah, because that's who you got to beat, right?
Yep.
Like, we understand you can have great regular season success. Things get tight. It comes down – I feel like when it comes to equal teams, the managers make a big difference in how you decide to put your game plan together.
Mm-hmm.
And too often we've seen Boone be outfoxed. We just saw him be outfoxed pretty much by the entire Dodgers team last year, where they mocked the Yankees.
Yeah.
It's like they were toying with them because they knew who they were and they knew that they knew that they couldn't compete.
Listen, that's fair. I think when other teams see your deficiencies and take advantage of them, and the manager stresses taking advantage of them, you see that become a big part of what happens.
What an added advantage that is.
Yeah,
I mean
absolutely.
That's what we talk about that's what I've been talking about when I talk about the Jets and Giants. Like when you go into a game, do you feel like you have the strategic advantage and the other team's going to have to adjust to it? That's what I always appreciated about Rex. That's what I always appreciated when I was with the Ravens, with the Jets. You felt like, man, you had like a tip or you had an edge or advantage in just understanding like when you go on with the game plan. Now, whether you execute it or not or whether you lose or not, you felt like that. And I don't know if the Yankees feel like that when they're going against Alex Cora.
Well, I don't know how you could. Listen, if you want to beat up on Boone for it, I get it. And Cora outmanaged him last night. There's no getting around that. When what's his name, Sogard takes off for second, and it's
fastest ever.
You heard the sound, exactly. The fastest he has ever run out of the box to second base. When he is doing that, he is doing it because he knows that Judge has got a problem with his arm, and he doesn't have the normal cannon that he usually would.
Yeah.
And so he is making sure we are going to push the envelope on this and try to make him pay for it. And that's exactly what happened. And Bart, it's on Judge. It's not about the arm. It's about not hustling over there, and it's about maybe you need to let Grisham take that ball in that situation.
But it's also apparent that it was being emphasized and it was mentioned to him before it happened. Because you don't run out of the box the fastest you ever ran out of the box unless you discuss it. Like, hey, remember, we running on this. You get good contact, you run, you pay attention to the first base coach or the second base, you pay attention, and we'll tell you if you stay on or not. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the difference. Like, it's the awareness in the moment. That's what we're talking about, and that's the frustration.
Yeah, and there's just not nearly enough of it. There's not nearly enough awareness in the moment. And that is frustrating when this is not a Yankee team that, as we saw last year, and frankly, a lot of times this season, that can afford to lose games in the margins. Like, they don't have the margin for error that they have had in years past. And I think the best part about those Yankee teams that were always playing at their best, Bart, is they never took that for granted. They never took that for granted.
Right.
It was always something where they were going to win the game in the margins and not be outfoxed in situations like that. As far as Jazz Chisholm not playing, I didn't understand it. I didn't understand it at all. And then when you finally put him in, I didn't understand it then either, because the reason you didn't play him was because it's against a tough lefty, and you went lefty to lefty last night, and it was very clear when you did bring him into game. That, to me, is the bigger place where you could get angry at Boone, but I also would be very annoyed with Chisholm because he's, clearly sulking a bit post-game about the whole situation.
Do we want to take a moment? Do we want to take a moment, a brief moment, and acknowledge, like, the not the resolve, but just the confidence that Chapman had to have 3 on, bases loaded, to get out of that?
I mean, I don't know a lot of Yankee fans that want to give Chapman any love.
No, listen. I'm just saying as a
competitor,
as somebody that, if I make one mistake, I blow the game. I put 3 on. How do I stop the bleeding? He turned the faucet off immediately.
I guess the bigger question was, why wasn't Stanton wearing the buzzer? I mean, it was in their home park, for Pete's sake.
for real.
Tom, you ready to give Chapman any credit for last night?
No, he can go kick rocks.
You weren't impressed. Honestly, you weren't impressed when he got in trouble, and then anticipating four-seamer or something like that, hit him with a breaking ball.
No, that's impressive. That's wonderful. He's the reliever of the year. He's going to be the reliever of the year in the American League for a reason. He could have shown me this for, the 7 years he was in New York? No. We got a lot of smiling at home runs from Aroldis Chapman when he was in New York.
He's put on about 15 pounds of muscle since then.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah, nobody was ready to give him any love for that. None whatsoever.
I mean, you got heroes and you got goats whenever you have situations where one guy gets – it's like Mr. Destiny. You know what I'm saying?
I haven't seen that.
What?
Mr.
With Jim Belushi? He's a baseball player.
Yeah, I with Jim Belushi. I remember the movie, but I never saw it.
He struck out, and he finally goes back in time and sees
what would have happened if he hit a home run.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how much better his life would have been.
Yep.
Let me take a guess. I never saw it. Right? Never saw it at all. I'm going to take a stab in the dark and say that in the end he was much better. He was much happier with his wife when he struck out. But I'm just guessing. Am I wrong?
Yeah, that's Disney for you.
Was it even a Disney movie? I don't even know.
Everything's Disney. We own everything. We've consolidated everything.
That's true. Everything is Disney. That's for sure. 800-919-3776. So it's all there for you. And then here's the other thing. And as a Yankee fan, I'm very curious about this from Tom and everybody else. Tom, scale of 1 to 10, confidence level, season on the line, Carlos Rodon tonight.
Probably about 5. Like, I feel more, if it makes you feel any better, I feel more confident about him this year because he's shown me something.
Yeah.
However, he's not been a playoff performer in the past, so that's where I get the hesitation from. He's been okay against Boston, not great. So with the game on the line, if he's going to be fired up and all that, if he stays calm, he's fine. If he's going to be all fired up and jacked up on Mountain Dew,
All right, everybody calm down. Everybody calm down. Ray, where is your confidence level, scale of 1 to 10, in Rodon tonight? You are a Yankee fan, correct?
That is correct.
That is correct.
I would say I give him like a 7 to an 8. I think he will perform as Carlos Rodon should perform.
Okay. All right. So we're actually feeling good around here. Why are you smiling? Bart's got a big smile on his face.
I'm just listening, man. Listen. Don't think I'm being trying to be like, listen, I want the Yankees to win.
I know.
I need the Yankees to win.
Bart, we need the Yankees to win.
Because the Yankees losing only gives us like one day of excitement before everybody goes and crawls in a hibernation hole and wait for the Knicks to tip off.
Exactly. And, Bart, I cannot get too jacked up on Jaxson Dart Week 10 against, San Francisco or whoever. I can't.
Right. Like, you thought it was a game.
Exactly. All right, let's hit it. 800-919-3776. Bobby in Belmore next on ESPN New York. Bobby.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Listen, good. Listen, I could give Fried. He should never have been taken out. I understand that, but this isn't the first time in this guy's rodeo. I mean, I give you 5 examples, okay, in the last 3 years that he's made horrible bullpen moves, him or Cashman or both or whoever the hell it is. I mean, once against Cleveland in 2022, he doesn't put in Holmes. The Verlander game, same thing. He puts in Schmidt or Trevino. I forgot who it was instead of Holmes, at best reliever. He takes out Cole in 2022 and puts in Trevino in 2022. Then, of course, last year in the World Series, Game 1, and now. I mean, this is a pattern.
But Bobby, is that why they lost the game last night?
No, but there could be a big. You don't know. You
had me at no, Bobby. You had me at no.
Hold on. If Fried pitches that 7th inning, do they score those 2 runs? They might have still won 1-0. You don't know. And then he puts in Weaver, who sucks. He had a 10 ERA in September. So that just makes me – I don't understand that move either. You're taking out Fried and you're putting in a guy that's been garbage for the month of September?
I think they said clean slate. I think they said clean slate. That's everything was a clean slate. So they forgot what he did in September, apparently.
Right, but it's ridiculous. The problem is they treat these games like regular season games. Okay, these are playoff who had it to be especially facing elimination today because of this. And, he leaves Crochet in for 117 pitches, the most he ever pitched, because Cora knows what the hell he's doing.
But this is the exact – you're arguing against yourself right now. You're saying that they treat these games like regular season games. Then why did he take Fried out? If it was a regular season game, he's more likely to give him the opportunity to get those last 2 outs.
He's talking about Boone.
Yeah, no, why did Boone, if he's treating this like a regular season game, why did he take Fried out of the game? He was treating it with the urgency of a playoff game because he saw that Fried was out of gas.
See, I hear that totally backwards. I hear that Cora rode his horse all the way to the finish line, and Boone pulled his horse up.
Well, all right, but let's be clear. Cora's horse had thrown fewer pitches. First of all, all pitch counts are not created equal. That's one. Number two, at the time that he was pulled, as opposed to the time that he left him into the game, Crochet had less pitches on the board, and the Yankees had just given him a 6-pitch 7th inning. The Yankees basically determined that decision for Cora by not making him work hard at all in that 7th inning. At all. So I think that was the bigger issue.
Tom, what do you think?
In terms of, do I have a problem with what Boone did there?
Yeah.
No, I don't have a problem with that. As I said earlier, he looked like he was starting to lose it there. Now, of course, the reason we're having this big argument today is because it worked for Cora. As Chris said, yet Crochet had 6 pitches going in from the 7th inning to the 8th inning. That means a lot. So I don't disagree with Boone there. Your bullpen's got to execute. That's what it's got to come down to. Yeah, Weaver sucked in September. All you asked him was to get 2 outs. You got to do that.
And with nobody on. With nobody on
With
base.
nobody on.
Clean.
If somebody were on, then yeah, maybe it's a different story. But
here's a little bit of here's Buster this morning, Buster Olney on with DiPietro and Rothenberg about this very situation. Was Boone wrong to go to Luke Weaver?
I think it made sense to go to the bullpen. Given where Fried has come out of games, given the fact that the bullpen was being left a clean situation, nobody on base, given that they were matching up the lefty, that made sense to me. Look, there was another mistake that I do think Boone made later or in that 2-inning period, but that one I didn't have an issue with.
Was what, putting Jazz back in the game, putting Jazz into the game?
Yeah, that made no sense.
Yeah, none.
To me. But just to double back, after the game, when we got back to the hotel, Greg Olson, of course, pitched for a lot of years in the big leagues, was sitting having a drink with us, and we talked about the Fried decision, and he said, look, I thought he felt like Fried was done. He said he was leaking out on his arm side with his pitches. Coney talked about that in the 6th inning where you could see these signs that Fried was beginning to tire. I didn't think it was anything wrong, and then after talking with Olson and Cone, I thought that was okay.
Olson was doing the game here on ESPN Radio, and I did not even hear that Olson had said that. But Cone said it during the broadcast, and that was good enough for me. And now I got a second pitcher who's confirming that this guy was starting to fade out a little bit.
Yeah, so then why Luke Weaver then?
That's a whole nother discussion. That's a whole nother discussion. To me, you put the guy – now, you go to him tonight, that's a bigger problem. But if it's somebody that you treated as a high-leverage reliever, which in that situation that you did –
who's been struggling.
Yeah, I can't argue with that. If you're going to go to him – would you have been killing him if he had went to Devin Williams in that spot? I mean, he ended up going to Devin Williams the next inning, but still, I think we probably would have been there would have been a whole lot of head shaking if that was going on, even as bad as Weaver was in September. How about Jeff in Marlboro, New Jersey, up next, ESPN New York. Jeff, what do you got?
Hi, how you doing, guys?
Good.
Okay, so what people are not talking about, Boone made a major mistake. Okay, with the Yankees down 2-1, and with Bergman up there, once there was a runner on second, it was a 2-1 count. He should have intentionally walked Bergman. There was no advantage to pitching to him. Okay, and if just go with me here. Just say the next guy gets out. Yankees have bases loaded and 1 out. On that fly ball with 1 out, down by 1, they send the runner. You don't do it down by 2 in that situation. So nobody's talking about that. But I wouldn't. Why?
But even if they send the runner,
with that base open.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Why would you pitch to Bergman with the base opened with a runner on second? It makes absolutely no sense at all. You don't pitch to a guy like that. He's a seasoned veteran, used to playoffs. The guy is terrific. Why pitch to him?
Yeah, here's my
2-1 count.
Here's my biggest thing. Okay, if you're going to do that, you made up your mind at the moment to do it. It went after it. The bigger issue is not executing. It's not executing. They didn't execute. Your players have to be better. Bart, it's amazing to me that when it comes to this team in particular, and I'll be the first to tell you that there were some mistakes made by the manager last night, it is not why they lost the game. They lost the game because they did not hit at all. They lost the game because they had bases loaded and nobody out in the ninth inning and came away with nothing. That's why they lost the game.
Tom?
Yeah, hit the damn ball. That's what you needed to do there. It's simple. You're 4, 5, 6.
This is the time hour. I'm just gonna make sure Tom ain't crying in the corner.
Tom's fine
because I can't see him.
Tom's fine. I need the Bart hour. We'll get Tom in as we can. I need Bart. Britt in New Jersey. Britt, what's going on?
Hey, I think you guys are absolutely right. These players need to own up and take responsibility. Boone has done nothing but cover for them, make excuses for them, have their back. It is time for the players to have Boone's back and dig deep and do something about it and execute.
That's a great point. And Britt, we touched on it earlier, but you would just think that with all of the times that Boone has stepped up and had their back.
America's favorite dad.
Oh, my God. All he does is take the bullets for them. That's all he does.
And they don't, it's like they just don't reciprocate, and they just expect him to constantly make the excuses for them. And, oh, well, whatever, we're going to get in the playoffs. That's their attitude, and it sucks. And don't even get me started on Jazz. I'm not even going to go there. But, yeah, I really think the players really need to take a look in the mirror and dig deep and figure out what is wrong with me.
If they lose this game today or tomorrow, how important was that last game to try and win the division?
I mean,
we talked about this was the worst matchup.
Yeah, we did. I'm not going to second guess all that stuff because they still finished as a better team than the Red Sox. They overall were, and the one pitcher, you knew what they had with Crochet. You knew that he was going to be exceptionally difficult to beat. If they lose the series from here on, it has nothing to do with Crochet.
I mean, what I'm saying is the series has been lopsided, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the Knicks. Oh, we want Boston second. You know what I mean? Yeah, it worked out for them, but it's not if you talk about all these analytics. Where was the analytics when we talked about that?
Look, I get it. I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Analytics and everything. Like we talk about analytics to tell you, hey, man, we need to win this game or we need to lose this game so we can match up and get the matchup we want.
I think that when we get caught up in the analytics, we are just finding a very easy thing to blame. And we don't want to blame the players who are actually responsible for performing. Why that is, I don't know. But in certain circumstances, like has become the case over the last few years with the Yankees, they can blame Boone and they can blame all of the analytics. But what they don't understand is Boone's not getting fired. Brian Cashman's not getting fired. The analytics department is only going to grow. The only way change happens is if the Yankees go in a tank. If the Yankees go in a tank and win 75, 76 games, that's when they would actually see change happen. But otherwise, no, because what are analytics in general, Bart? They're playing the odds, right? They're playing the odds that something is going to work out in your favor based on what those numbers say. Now, it can't be the entirety of the decision, but it certainly can be a part of it. Who doesn't want to have more information when they're making a decision?
Yeah.
It just can't be the entire basis of it. That's all. All right, I got a couple of comments here on the YouTube chat. You ready?
Yep.
Mustafa, I'm not worried about Rodon or Fried. It's the lack of hitting in the postseason. We haven't hit in the postseason since 2012, and you saw what happened to Jeter.
I mean, that's what happens too, right? Like, this is the ongoing theme of the baby bombers, whether it's the Kraken and all the disappointing. You remember what the reputation was just last year, not winning the championship, but not even going to the World Series. Remember what the narrative was, and it's been based on they hit all these bombs, they boom or bust, and they hit home runs or strikeouts, and this team was supposed to be a little bit more athletic and be able to manufacture runs and be able to play small ball a little bit more, right? So then, when you get to this point, the only way you can prove that things have changed, like Boone had tried to say, hey, our infield, remember he was telling us that the infield defense was fine, we worked on it, better, and then they continued to jack it up. And for us to believe that things have changed, the only time that they can prove it is in the postseason. So it's like it's hard to try and change that narrative. It ain't like, we the same old Jets. You know what I mean? Because that can be proven every week, every day, every game, right? But to say that, hey, we're going to hit when the competition gets stiffer and we get into the postseason, even last year when they were winning in these low-scoring games. And I understand that the competition is better, but you keep bringing all these proven hitters and all these commodities, and last year was with Juan Soto, and you still end up the same narrative. No matter what happens, it's the same narrative, whether it's the baby bombers, the Juan Sotos, or yesterday.
A couple of more here real quick. Ray on the YouTube chat, Yankee fans, RELAX, relax. All right. We got this. Okay. And then there was one more here I wanted to get to. PJ, Luke was the right move. He just didn't execute. Yeah. I had no problem with – listen, I get it that Weaver hadn't pitched great lately, but you put him in the game with a clean slate, and he screwed it up. He screwed up the game. It happens. I'm not blaming the manager on that one because the starter was done. 800-919-3776. The calls are there for you. The lines are there for you the rest of the way. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. Up next, an alarming statistic going into tonight. It's on ESPN New York and on YouTube.
Wednesday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. The Yankees bullpen and lack of hitting spoiled a great Max Fried start. They now face elimination tonight against the hated Red Sox. How confident are you they can force a Game 3?
Tonight was a great baseball game that we just couldn't get that final punch in. So we'll be ready to go, and I expect us to come out and get one tomorrow.
Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans,
If the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Bally Bet Sportsbook. Yo, Bally Bet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Bally Bet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Bally Bet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Bally Bet Sportsbook and Casino.
Download it.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
We are proud to serve our country, to serve our local communities, to wear the uniform, to be a soldier, to serve abroad when and where duty calls. We are ready to stand with our brothers and sisters to defend, to serve, to fight. We're always ready, we're always there. We are the New York Army National Guard.
Sponsored by the New York Army National Guard.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles. Rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Let's go! I'm excited for tonight, even though, it can all end tonight. Am I nervous? Sure, I'd be nervous for the Yankees. I absolutely would be. I'm with Tom in that I feel better with the season that Rodon had. And Ray, same thing. He's obviously handled himself a lot better to where he's a lot calmer, Bart. Where if something goes sour, I have a little more faith that he's not going to lose his mind out there. I have a little more faith.
Yeah, he's calmed down. He's calmed down a little bit. He used to struggle when it was hot outside. We always had a running joke when it was hot. He just seemed so agitated, and he's so damn emotional too.
Well, that's like you just absolutely explained me. When it's hot out, he gets agitated. Yep.
And how does he keep his composure? unfortunately, when things go bad, he gives up home runs early in the game. If that happens, that can put so much pressure on the Yankees to respond that they could start chasing.
How confident are you in tonight in Rodon getting it done? And Rodon pitching well enough and the Yankees scoring enough runs to win this game?
Honestly, I'm 50-50. See, I maybe even 60-40 because I'm confident, or I believe that if it comes down to a decision that the manager has to make, that Cora would make the right decision. Whether it's bringing somebody off the bench, whether it's getting the right matchup, whether it's trying to steal or aggressive base running. Like, when you have multiple ways to win, it's kind of like why it's so hard to beat the Philadelphia Eagles right now, because they have so many different ways to win, and usually their opponents have one or two.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just think that Boston can have more opportunities, different ways to win. Now, it's a lot closer of a matchup now that you don't have Crochet pitching tonight.
I'll tell you what.
But I thought Fried did his thing.
Fried pitched well enough for them to win. He absolutely did. Fried definitely pitched well enough.
He almost matched them.
The one thing I'll say is I have a feeling if they lose and they don't score runs tonight, it's going to be a lot more of a refrain of if the Yankees don't hit home runs, they can't score.
Yep, back to that. Boom or bust.
Yep.
Baby bombers. Even though it's only one baby left and he's an ARP in Eric Judge.
Charlie in Bergen County is next on ESPN New York. Charlie, what's going on?
Not happy. I listen to these calls and I hear, it's not Boone's fault. It's the players. They have to execute. It is 100% Boone's fault. It is 1,000% Boone's fault. 80% of Max Fried should be able to get out the last two guys in Boston's lineup. If, let's say, for example, he goes out, he finishes the inning, Luke comes in the next inning, and he blows the game, completely different story today. Completely different story. But if Max goes out and he blows it in that inning, I'm not going to get upset about it. But people saying like, well, they have to execute. Weaver hasn't executed in the last 30 days. And now all of a sudden, 5 days since the season ends, he's going to execute now. It's a new page. It's ridiculous. Just let him finish the game.
Boston your better argument there is Weaver probably would not have seen the.
Hold on a second.
No, I'm going to let you go. Don't worry. Weaver probably would not have gone in the eighth inning. It probably would have been right to Devin Williams.
Right. But what I'm saying is, if he didn't go in the eighth inning and he goes to Devin Williams and Devin blows it, people aren't calling today with the same narrative.
Oh, they're upset today. They're not upset that Fried got taken out. They're upset that Williams, who has, he's straightened himself out a little bit, but they're upset that Williams is giving it up in a big spot because they're just going to go and look at it again. Why do you trust him when it matters when we've seen this before?
I understand that, but what I'm saying is this is a routine behavior from Boone over-managing. Buster said on the call this morning with Dave and Rick that, yes, they use analytics, but ultimately it's Boone's job. He should go out there and say, Max, can you give me 2 more outs? After the game, Max said, I'm good. I could do it. Then just give him the ball and let him pitch. That's it.
Here's the thing, Charlie. I don't think that Max is ever going to say after the game, I was cooked. I had nothing left. Get me out of there. And I don't think he would say that in the moment, especially in a playoff game. I think a competitor is always going to say the same thing, which was exactly what he said. I'm out there until they pull me out of there. Yeah. And frankly, I had enough left. I could have gotten more out, sure. But that's how every guy would feel.
That's pie in the sky because we know you didn't do it, so you didn't get to prove it. So you can say anything. Yeah, I could have did 30 more. I could have threw 30 more pitches, man.
But I didn't take that as a slight at Boone at all. I really didn't. I took it more as just a competitor saying what he would say.
I took Chad's stuff as more of a shot at Boone.
Listen, I thought the way that Chisholm handled himself was just childish. Was absolutely childish. In case you didn't hear it, like Chisholm, doesn't start the game. Which, listen, I knock Boone on that. He's not a platoon player. He should have been in the lineup, but he wasn't. And then they bring him in the game late when it's already pretty clear that we're going to go from lefty to lefty with Crochet right to Chapman. So that kind of operates in a counterintuitive way.
Yeah, because like if that's the case, he's going against another lefty. So now he's good to go against a lefty. Then he should have, at least got some looks at it. Then.
So this was Chisholm's reaction to not starting.
We got to do whatever we got to do to win, right? That's how I look at it.
You can barely hear him saying it because he has his back turned to everybody. He's that annoyed about that whole thing. He has his back turned to it. What about on seeing his team struggle?
I mean, it's always tough when watching when your team's down.
See, but he really didn't have any justification for feeling that way until they lost the lead in the seventh.
Yeah.
See, like he would have been seething if they would have been down early, but because they're winning, like you can't complain when you win it.
I guess what he would have said is, well, if my bat had been in there, maybe we would have been winning by more.
Yeah.
And maybe it wouldn't have come down to that the way it did. Here he was, one more. Were you surprised not to start?
I mean, I guess. Yeah.
Jazz, is that a conversation at all with him, or is it he shoots you a text, it is what it is, and you kind of move forward?
It's a little conversation, not much, but, yeah. Just move forward after it.
It didn't sound like Jazz was ready to move forward after it. That didn't sound to me like that was what was going on there. Did it sound like that to you?
Well, you better turn the page immediately because they're going to need him tonight.
He'll be in the lineup tonight, and they need him in the worst way tonight.
And this is the thing. Like, you can't pout and then come up and lay an egg the next day. You can't let that stuff carry over.
Something that has been suggested, which I really have a hard time with, and maybe you have – I trust that you have known players who have been like this, but the guy who is so bent out of shape over not playing, and it's the playoffs, that the manager has to worry about losing him for the series mentally? Like, really?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, have you known that kind of a player where, like, he's just so wrapped up in that?
See, now, the good thing is football, you got a little bit more time. You mess up, you got a whole week.
Mm-hmm.
But I have seen guys have it carry over, and they just get distraught, and they can't handle themselves. And it affects their attitude, how they play, and how they practice. And then that attitude, it's like, all right, I'm just going to come to practice, and he not communicating. He just not talking to the coaches, not talking to anybody, but he out there doing his job. You know what I'm saying? People like, good play, good play. They just walk, don't acknowledge that type of stuff. It's like, man, it's just bad energy.
800-919-3776. Your calls rest of the way. Your comments on the YouTube chat at the ESPN New York YouTube page. You can go to the ESPN New York app and just click on the tile that is right on the first page and load up the lines. They are open for you right now. Your confidence level in Carlos Rodon tonight. Your confidence level in the manager going into tonight. Bart Carlin, you the rest of the way at 800-919-3776.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. A jacuzzi bath system fits in your existing tub space. It's a no-mess installation with an amazing style selection, factory-certified installers, and a limited lifetime warranty. Call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599 right now and get 50% off installation with no interest and no payments for 12 months. Replace that old bathtub today with a walk-in shower for a safer bathing experience. If you have lived in your home for over 15 years, it's time to remodel your bathroom. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-717-4599. That's 800-717-4599. 800-717-4599.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
John Ryan.
Yeah, Dad.
I think I came up with a killer slogan for our law firm. D'Agostino and Associates, bite back.
Bite back?
Yeah. When someone hurts you, you bite back. We'll be the law firm that bites back.
Dad, that's brilliant. Accident victims, call D'Agostino and Associates and bite back. Hey, we could even put a big vicious dog on billboards everywhere.
Yeah, and Rottweilers on buses.
Hey, how about a toll-free number?
What are you thinking?
You know, like 1-800 bite back.
1-800-BITE-BACK. That's brilliant.
But what if people hear fight back?
Easy. I'll spell it out for them like 1-800-BITE. Back. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Love it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
All this talk about biting back got me hungry.
Me too. Want to grab lunch?
Sure. Hey, how about a jingle?
You mean like D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back?
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com. Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
All right, let's hit it. As many as we can get in. 800-919-3776. Bart Carlin. Game 2 is tonight. It is right here on ESPN New York. You can hear it beginning at 6 o'clock. And, of course, it is right after Don Hahn and Rosenberg. The Michael Kay Show is coming up in just a few minutes. He will have Mike Lupica on the show today. Right now, we return to the calls with Mo in Manhattan. Mo, you are next on ESPN New York. What do you got, dude? Good talk.
Yeah,
I'll see you out there.
Yeah, I'm still here.
Oh,
well, first off, I think Fried should have went. You know, Joe Torre talks about a manager having heart. You know, Boone's got no heart. You got to have heart. You got to leave him in. But my question for you is, do you pinch run Goldie in the ninth? Okay, the runner on first bouncing around got to Crochet the previous inning.
Yep.
Right? He had the disengagements. We got second. Why do you leave Goldie in there running when you got speed you could replace him with? I understand you're down by 2, but everyone matters. We need a team that wants to win.
No, again, it's
back
because
to the tag, right? Back to the tag with Chisholm.
Yeah, the problem is you're down by 2. The run doesn't mean anything yet, and I'm not going to go and pinch run for him.
It adds pressure.
See, I think there was more than enough pressure when they loaded the bases with nobody out.
But Chapman, once he saw that number, that scoreboard change, that changes your heart rate a little bit. Because if nobody's through, nobody's through. But even when something was hit, you got the out, but you didn't have to pay the price.
Listen, I think that's fair. I think if you want to talk about pressure, there's still a good amount of pressure on him. But if you see the scoreboard change and you look up, oh, crap, they're a run closer. All right, Listen, Chapman was clearly bothered by the runner, by Volpe.
Yeah.
So that was a problem. To keep throwing over, that's an issue. How about Justin next in Virginia? Justin, what's going on? It wasn't Volpe, but Justin, what's going on with you?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah.
Hey, I was just calling. I had two things to complain about last night's game. I think they got a good shot in Game 2 and Game 3. Crochet's just a beast. He's an AL Cy Young candidate. That's my biggest thing is, there isn't a formula to beat him all season. Otherwise, other teams would have done that. There is no lineup you can put out there. I'd argue you need to put your best players that can hit the ball in the game, Rice and Chisholm. They've been hitting all year long, and those guys need to play. And then you shouldn't have pulled Fried in that inning. You got 2 outs left. Unless Fried, I'm not the coach, unless Fried, he's just had it, but I think Fried needs to finish that inning. Thanks for the call, guys. I appreciate it.
Justin, I think the Chisholm thing, you're right on. Chisholm should have been playing. He's not a platoon player. He should have been in there. If you have a pitcher like Max Fried, he is your ace, and he feels comfortable with Wells behind the plate, Wells is catching. And so that's why Ben Rice isn't out there. That's just not – it's not happening. He had caught for him once, and it was like last week. That was just out of making sure, in case we're in an emergency here, that you guys have not gone into a playoff game completely cold, having not worked together before. That's the only way that I took that.
Yeah.
How about Dave in Westchester? Dave, what's going on, dude? How are you?
Hey, how you guys doing? Carlin, you're right on the money. How many teams are going to score 1 run and win a ball game? Boone did not lose the ball game at all. I don't care what anybody tells me. You don't win ball games in the playoffs scoring 1 run. That's my first point. My second point is I don't care what Michael K., you, or anybody in the world says. Chaz didn't play because Cashman told him not to play him. Rice didn't play because Cashman told him not to play him. Boone doesn't go out there and
if you want to have Dave, you want to have the argument, Dave, you want to have the argument about Chaz, about Jazz Chisholm. I get that. The thing about Rice didn't play because Wells has caught for him all season long, all year long. That's why he didn't play.
Who's the better hitter?
I understand that. What does it matter if Fried has given up bombs because he's not on the same page as the catcher?
This is my point. I don't think that Boone can just do what he wants to do without going towards Cashman and saying, listen, I'm not going to play Chaz today. I don't think he just did that by himself and said, okay, Chaz, you're not playing Boone. I don't believe that. I don't care what anybody tells me.
Okay, so what's the point
about
it being Boone?
Going to win the World Series?
But how many, Dave? What's the point about it being? What's the point about it being Boone making the decision besides the organization making the decision? The organization or the decision itself was wrong. Chisholm should have been playing.
Right, we know that, but I'm saying why Boone is always getting the blasting.
Yeah.
Everybody's always blasting Boone. It's not his fault. I'm telling you, it's not his fault.
I think I think that Boone has some say in it. I think that he more often than not is going to do what is recommended based on the numbers. I think that's ultimately what is going to happen a lot more. So if we're just going to sit here and hammer Boone for the decisions that were made during the game, and you feel like it was all his fault, like what are you doing? At that point, it's a wrap, right?
Yeah, 1 run, man.
You got to score runs,
and that's been the Achilles heel for them when they've had these disappointing seasons.
That's really what I think people are not paying attention to.
But you have to blame somebody.
Yes, and the easiest
target,
the easiest target is the manager, always. And Bart, I got a text message last night from Joe Fortenbaugh, and it said, "Well, as soon as Boone made that decision, your show was made tomorrow."
Exactly.
And he was 100% right, and I knew it at the time.
Did he give you some bets?
No, we'll get that tomorrow. We will get some of those tomorrow. He will be on with us during his normal time tomorrow. But I can't get worked up about the manager when the team scores 1 run and has the bases loaded and nobody out in the 9th inning. And that's what happens. And all of a sudden, it's his problem for having taken Max Fried out of the game. It's a dumb thought It's remarkably short-sighted, and it's not what the problem was in the least. In the least. All right, so what are we
feelings for tonight?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
Can Rodon answer the bell?
I think he can. And
if he does, will it be enough? Will the bats respond and wake up?
They hit much better against right-handers than lefties, so I expect that to be a big factor tonight. And I would also anticipate that Rodon will pitch well. I don't know why, because last year, middle of the season, I was kind of done with it. Just because you watch him get so annoyed and lose track of himself so quickly when one strike call doesn't go his way, But he's been better.
And you saw that, yesterday with Blake Snell. Blake Snell, he kept his composure though. You know what I mean? He had a couple of tough ones, and he's like, got him out anyway. You got to keep a cool booty.
You have to. Let's bring Michael in for just a minute here. First of all, amazing job on the pre and post yesterday.
Oh yeah, you was my hero yesterday.
Thank you.
No, you drilled it, and the Jazz Chisholm thing was right there with you 100% before and after the game.
Well, thank you very much.
Big,
why are you being nice?
Well, I'm telling the truth is what I am.
Yeah, but you usually don't.
I usually don't tell the truth, or I'm usually not nice.
Both.
It's one of the two. Anyway, listen. What is your takeaway here? What is your confidence level for tonight? I don't want you to spill any of what you have to say about last night before you come on here in a few minutes, because that's for your show.
I mean, they obviously have a great chance to win. Last time they faced Bayo, they scored a lot of runs, so they should be able to get to him. Rodon's pitched beautifully all year, so Fried did his job last night. Maybe should have been allowed to do it a little bit longer. I'll give you a little tease on what I will start with. But Rodon is a good pitcher. He's a tough pitcher. He has 5 pitches that I could use to get outs with. But the Yankees are going to have to score runs. I heard what you just said, Chris. They had first and second, nobody out in the first inning, they don't score. They had bases loaded, nobody out in the bottom of the 9th inning, they don't score. First time in playoff history that's ever happened. So you got to score more than 1 run, because if you score 1 run, any mistake by the bullpen, so what Weaver did yesterday was accentuated. Yeah, they have a chance. There's pressure on the Yankees tonight. Obviously, you win or go home. But there's also pressure on the Red Sox, Chris, for this reason. If they lose today, the Yankees have an established starter tomorrow in Cam Schlittler. The Red Sox don't. Giolito is on the IL.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to go with a bullpen game. Red Sox want to get this done tonight, so there's pressure on both teams, more on the Yankees, though.
And there was no question that the Red Sox had to win the Crochet start. Had to.
You would think so, but then you could also say the Yankees had to win the Fried start. I think there's a lot of pressure in these the best of threes, and if you look at the history of this format, it's always a sweep. I mean, very rarely, I think one time in the years that they've done it, one time it's gone to 3 games. So that would be rare if the Yankees do win tonight. So, yeah, the fact that Volpe hit the home run off Crochet, you felt that would loosen the pressure just a little bit, but it didn't. This guy's tough. I mean, that's why they gave up all that they gave up for him, and it makes you wonder why a lot of teams didn't empty their farm system to get Crochet from the White Sox.
Yeah, apparently starting pitching is important. Who knew?
Listen, I said this. That was the one flaw in what the Mets did, putting together the team.
Absolutely.
I understand you don't want to pay a lot of money, but you've got to pay a lot of money for that guy that could give you 7 innings and take some pressure off your bullpen.
This is a show. This is a big show that is coming up here in the next little bit, and I'm excited to listen
to it. Don't want to miss it.
Thank you so much. And, Bart, I love you.
Hey, you was my hero yesterday. I was like, yeah, tell him. You tell him. They was trying to gang up on you. Like, nah, man, Michael K on point.
Exactly.
Grow a pair, drop him. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Michael. Tell him to drop him next time.
Give us length.
Or should I
drop
go
him? Drop him. Give us length. Pause.
Love it.
Hey, Michael's up next on ESPN New York.